have Okay, so it's like the last 3-ish weeks of the semester. So I have a 5-page paper, another 3-page paper, 2 finals, a speech, and a math test in the next 2 weeks. And I'm just like, out the window is looking real tempting right now.
Okay.
Just like,
Get through it.
All right,
It'll be
so
fine.
we are
It
live
sucks, but
now.
we'll-
So guys, let me explain something to you. You already, some of you who are not new heard me say this already. That when people can't come, I'm not going to replace them. I do have a replacement list. But I'm not going to do it. Gambit told me at the last minute that he has some family obligations to attend to. I'm mad, but I'll get over it because I did not want it to be, even though we have 2 versus 2, which is ideal. I told Felix he's going to have to step up his game because I don't want it to be like a tag team against Grimace. So anytime we have, the ideal for me is to have 2 versus 2 or 3 versus 3, or if we have two strong voices, like on the left, like Gambit and Grimace, then it's okay for Felix to be in it because Felix is kind of like he's like the baby of our group, but he doesn't like people tend to like talk over him, and I'll make sure he get a chance to talk, but in this case he doesn't have to because it's not full of people, and I kind of like it this way. When we did it last month, we were able to get our opinions out, and so I'm going to keep it downsized like this from now on because it's more peaceful. You're able to talk and everything like that. And so it's not a bunch of yelling and it's easier for me. So let's go ahead and start. I want to say hello, everybody in the chat. And we're going to go ahead and start the introduction. And so let's start off. Let's start off with Felix this time. Felix, go ahead and do your introduction.
hey, I'm sick right now because family events are so much fun when you have a bunch of people in a small house and they all decide to stay in the same room.
Oh my God.
But I'm Felix. Yeah. I hate Thanksgiving. Hot take. Thanksgiving's like the worst holiday. Christmas is where it's at. But I'm here. Honestly, though. Oh. I had a whole intro planned out. Like, I had it written like a speech, but I forgot it. Damn. Now I'm sad. But I'm the only one without facial hair, and that makes me. I feel like an outsider
Well, you're the
now.
youngest too, so
Everyone else got beard. I just shaved today too, which is the worst part.
I mean, you're the youngest. You don't have to. You don't have to get a beard. Okay. I don't even think I
like
want to
looking
see you
young.
with a beard. To be honest, I don't think I want to see you with a beard right now.
No.
I mean, it fits Rafik and Jupiter, and it definitely fit Grim. Grim, y'all see Grim has got his beard much thicker, looks so good.
He looks like a fucking actor. This is bullshit. I'm leaving. This is some type of bullshit. You brought a male model in here to make me
No,
look bad. This is setup.
I am because it looked good but it looked good the last time he was on, but it really looked good today. So he had let it grown out some more. So anyway, let's get on to Grimace. Grimace, go ahead and introduce yourself. I'm sorry, Felix, did you finish introducing yourself?
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay, go ahead, Grimace.
Yeah. Follow me on Twitter, please. Twitter.com/outgrimace. Yeah, I've been growing out my beard for a little bit. It's pretty good right now. I got to prepare for that long winter. I'm happy that not that much white is showing up on the camera itself, but I'm here to talk some politics, I guess, with the topics that we got. I'm interested to see where we have places of conflict. So thanks as always, Jay, for having me on.
Yeah, no problem. And then Jupiter, who also has a beard this time around. It looks good, actually. And you said Jupiter got out of the hospital recently. You want to share with us, or you want to do that later?
I'm falling apart a little bit. I just got out of the hospital. I am all fucked up. I would never cancel on my tree. But I am Jupiter. I hold a podcast with my heterosexual life mate, who happens to be a flagrant, flaming homosexual. Our cat's gay. And yeah, I am very under the weather at the moment. I probably look like a fucking zombie, but I believe it was the great Rush Limbaugh who said, I can debate leftist opinions with half my penis tied behind my head. Oh, and to Chiz, of course, ceremonial.
You just got in the hospital and you're going to start smoking. I swear. You just don't care about your body, right? You just don't care about your body. All
I'll do
right.
you one better, which I'm not allowed to have.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Time to defeat communism.
All right.
What? Wait.
And next we
Not
have...
you, no, Grimace, I wasn't calling you a communist.
And next we have Rafiq, the brother in the red room, developing some pictures. Rafiq, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hello, my name is Rafiq. You can find me at rjennings33 on both Twitter and Instagram. Pleasure to be here.
All right, guys. So for those of you who are new, this is how it goes down. We do 2-minute introduction to a topic, and then we do free form, and then 5-minute warning, and then we do closing arguments. And so we're going to talk about the first topic right now, which is we're going to talk about the hypocrisy. The first question was, the first statement and what we're going to debate about or discuss about is the hypocrisy of the mainstream media and the left-leaning people in reference to the Kyle Rittenhouse and the Daryl E. Brooks Jr. situation. Now, the reason why I picked this too is because without any evidence, Kyle Rittenhouse was called a white supremacist. No matter how much the court proceedings revealed the true information, mainstream media kept putting out that this was a Black Lives Matter situation and that he shot Black people. And also that because of that, he's a white supremacist, and because they called him a vigilante, and this was not about vigilantism. This was about self-defense, and they kept conflating like, oh, well, because Kyle Rittenhouse was found innocent of all charges, well, this gives white people the opportunity to shoot Black people and to carry guns and be vigilantes. Yet and still, when Daryl E. Brooks had purposely gotten his car and drove past 2 police barricades, to purposely run over white people that were having a parade, it was obvious that he is a Black supremacist. It was shown in his Facebooks and his Facebook posts, as well as his Instagram, that he had a disdain for white people, and that when he talked about killing white people, he specifically stated that he should take the old ones out first. And at the time, when he ran his car through, the dancing grannies were in the performance, and the first 5 people, I think the first 4 or 5 people that were killed were all elders. And then the 6th person that was killed was a child. And the mainstream media is not only keeping this under wrap, but they're not calling it what it is. They're lightening up his mugshot, but you can't get rid of that nappy hair. So there's no way. I don't care how light they will make his mugshot. It's obvious that he is Black. Also, the fact that they don't harper on this. If he was white, if Daryl E. Brooks was white, we would be hearing it about white supremacists nonstop today. And this is where I want to see the hypocrisy, and for us to discuss it amongst ourselves. I'm just going to be here. I'm not going to get involved, but we're going to go ahead and start it off. So let's start it off with Rafiq for the 2-minute opening arguments, and then we'll move on to Jupiter, then we'll move on to Grimace, and lastly but Felix, and then we'll have the opening we'll have the free form argument. So go ahead, Rafiq, your turn. 2 minutes.
I'm not surprised. The mainstream media can't even acknowledge that there's a human version of a drug and a veterinarian version of a drug. They just kept emphasizing black stallions, code talking horses. But I didn't file the Kyle Rittenhouse case because of O.J. Simpson. It's just, when I used to believe that the mainstream media was actually valid, legit, I would turn on during that time period, and it was always about O.J., and that just turned me off from following court cases. But from what I've seen from the snippets that provided, I mean, it was just a teenager who was trying to do the right thing, and he was attacked. That was a riot. That was not a protest. It was a riot, and he shot 3 white people, and it has nothing to do with injustice in the court system. I mean, these people whine about, injustice is here, but they have no idea about how bad it is with the justice systems and police in other countries. And with Darnell, honestly, when I heard it, I didn't hear much about this. Honestly, I thought it was like a Anu snack bar situation. But it turns out it's not. So I was kind of surprised, like, oh, he's black and he got something against boomers? But he has a criminal record. I mean, my goodness, that was very lengthy. And the fact he got that measly bail, that's just on the fault of the city, to be honest. So, I mean, it's tragic. And of course, I'm not surprised. It's double standards. It has to be something that fits their narrative of evil white supremacists hurting colored people. I mean, look at Asian hate. It took a white person to do something for it to make attention when, most of the Asian hate is done by black people. I don't know if Jupiter knows, situation on Philadelphia, in my old high school, Central High, where those Asians got attacked by, well, actually, no, it was something happened between a group of Asian boys and black girls, and this Asian girl came up to
and they were
try.
Yeah, I apologize, please.
That's
Okay.
right. And, she tried to defend them, and they beat her. And the dudes just sat there. I was like, okay, what? This is some Jet Li, I don't hit a woman shit? No, they were savages. But anyway, me hypocrisy is not surprising. That's that.
All right. Jupiter, 2 minutes.
I feel so corny talking about this because it's like obviously, but Kyle Rittenhouse, number one, my mother and my friends and I have been praying for him for a long time. I'm very glad that he got the right verdict. I can't believe he did. Believe in the power of prayer, because that's the only way that those jurors found that fucking verdict, because otherwise, the fear put into them. Black militia groups standing outside saying, we're going to kill you, and MSNBC notards fucking following them and taking pictures of the jury. Thank God. But Kyle Rittenhouse was the number one story. All right, let's take it to Charlottesville. Charlottesville, a woman was killed. Terribly. This man, a black supremacist who was out on a George Soros prosecutor's bail for $1,000 for running over his own girlfriend. He mows down children, grandparents at a white person's Christmas parade. And all the media has to say is basically like, oh, a red SUV crashed into a parade. No,
Hold on. Jupiter, I'm sorry. They're asking if you can turn up, once you finish this, see if you can turn your mic up just a little bit. The people in the chat are asking if you can turn up your mic just a little.
I got you.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I got you. Can you hear me from here?
Yeah, I can hear
I
you.
think I'm on the wrong. Is this better?
No.
You sound fine to me. You might want to get closer to your microphone, though. That might
Yeah,
help
I mean-
if you can't turn up the gain.
Yeah, I'll fix it.
Okay,
But
go ahead.
Anyway, long story short, we need to ban all red SUVs until we can figure out what the fuck is going on in this country, because they're mowing down people. That was basically the CNN, MSNBC motto. Every one of them called it a parade crash or a car crash. No, it was vehicular homicide.
I got you.
Racially
Never mind, I
based.
turned you up. Go ahead.
Charlottesville was one person, and it was horrific. This was 50 people, and 5 of them died, children and grandparents, in a racially motivated hate crime, and no one gives a fuck. Here's my last thing. Here's my finishing. Don't ever ask me, ever again, to condemn any person on the right for anything they do. I don't care if I don't care what they do, because every time something like this happens, it's the SUV that did it, but meanwhile, Kyle Rittenhouse, who was giving aid to the rioters, he's a white supremacist.
Okay. I turned you up. Don't worry about it. I got you.
Thank you.
I was able to turn you up, so you're fine.
You
Okay.
preemptively turned me down because I'm a loud, obnoxious Jew. By the way,
You know,
happy Hanukkah and
I
happy
probably did
Thanksgiving.
because I looked at it and I was like, oh, you're at an 80, so I turned you back up. So there you go. Okay. Grimace, your turn.
Oh yeah, I was happy about the Kyle Rittenhouse verdict. I was losing a lot of faith. I think that the media did cover that extremely irresponsibly. Some of the people I talked to, I just wanted to get the feeling from my friends and family how they felt about the case, because I know I had spent so much time looking at the case and coming to the obvious conclusion that it was self-defense, and nobody seemed to even have a basic grasp of the facts. They were definitely like peddled a narrative that sparked that outrage nerve in their brain, and they kind of went with it. I actually had an argument with my mom this morning about it, which was like crazy because she's normally actually pretty level-headed. But with as bad as that coverage was, I feel that the tide turning a bit. I feel like a lot of people, when I say it's turning a little bit, I thought it started turning a while ago, and I feel it gaining momentum now about like a little bit more of a change or towards moderation, especially on the left. I'd like to see like some more dispelling of these extremists from the party and these outrageous ideas and narratives that they're pushing about white supremacy, yada, yada, yada. But when it comes to the Brooks situation, I will agree that it's hypocrisy to cover one killing one way and one killing another way. But first of all, like Brooks wasn't a part of like a bigger plot going on, and I can't really get mad at them for covering it properly because I think this is how they should cover all serial killers like this, to not get them that kind of media attention, not to read off the manifesto, give the name, look up all the motivations. We don't need to incentivize crazy people to go out there and kill people. And sure, I can see how it would seem weird from your point of view when you see the media doing all they can to label this person, and this person a white supremacist, and the moment a black separatist shows up and mows down a whole bunch of people in a parade, they're pretty mull about it. But that's actually how I want them to be. So I'm actually happy about that coverage, but I like for them to be more blanket with their coverage over killings like this. And like I said,
Okay.
add a little bit of nuance to it is that Kyle Rittenhouse was a part of a bigger narrative with the George Floyd protests or Jacob Blake protests.
Jacob Blake, yeah.
Okay. And Felix, your turn.
This is why we like Grimace and not the other left-wing people, by the way.
Felix.
All right.
Oh, I think it might have been like a day after Kyle Rittenhouse got acquitted. Like one of the malls that's like near my house got broken into and there were riots there, and I'm like, we're nowhere near where this is happening. Y'all are rioting over the acquittal, and I'm like, if they would have found the only way there wouldn't have been any stir up from the Kyle Rittenhouse thing was if he was like literally shot dead right in the courtroom right there. Then people have been like, oh, see, now it's justice. But nah. It's like the Derek Chauvin thing. If they murdered that man right in the courtroom, maybe they would not have rioted. But they probably still would have, let's be honest. But, like, the media now it's like not, people think it's like this whole arbiter of truth and all that stuff. But no, it's just like, it's like a propaganda machine, like 1984, the Ministry of Truth. It's like that, but like people still believe that they're well-intentioned and all that stuff, and it's just annoying. Like, I remember the only time I heard about the Darnell Brooks thing is like I was scrolling through Twitter like literally the day it happened, or it was like a few hours after it, and I see like SUV trending, and I'm like scrolling through it, and I see that like a bunch of people got hit, and they didn't give anything about it. And then I like go back to check it a few hours later, and it's just gone. I was like, oh. I kind of just expect hypocrisy from the media because they exist to be the Biden propaganda machine. And I'm like, so one of these days people are going to get sick of it. But considering that everything else is happening in the world, people like to be spoon-fed their fear-mongering now. Like, you don't even have to go out and look for it. They just like shove it straight down your fucking throat.
Okay. All right, so now let's get into the free form. I'm going to lead it off. So, with Grimace, the reason I agree with you, and this is the part I don't agree. I agree with you that they should treat everything equally. However, we understand that the mainstream media will not do that. So, since they will not do that, they should be held accountable for reporting a black supremacist and downplaying it. When the New Zealand mass shooter, they read his manifesto, said his name, and focused on that for several weeks. I think we've just now stopped hearing about Dylan Roof, okay? And we can go on and on and on, unless the shooter is somebody who's been found out to be a left wing, like that Antifa guy who shot his sister. You don't hear, they immediately get rid of it. So since they don't get rid of it, I think that they should be held accountable. However, I'm gonna help you out here. I'm gonna blame our side for that. You know, you have right-leaning magazines like Breitbart, the Daily Wire, the Daily Caller. You have not Gateway Pundit. Gateway Pundit goes real hard in the paint, and I like that.
Hell yeah. Shout out Cassandra Fairbanks.
Yeah, but the Gateway Pundit is the only conservative blog that is actually calling him a black supremacist. The other ones are being soft about it and not mentioning their name, and that's the reason why the right will always lose when it comes to these things. When it comes to these things, they are too soft, and they don't take the notes. If we was to do something like the left, I mean, that will stop a lot of this. So my question is that, I mean, they're not going to stop. So since they don't stop, shouldn't they call this person what he is, and that is a black supremacist? And the reason why I'm gonna justify why I'm calling him a black supremacist, because he does not like black people. He does not like white people. He thinks white people are inferior and they should be taken off this earth. He has some Hebrew Israelites following, and I believe he does follow some of the teachings
and he called us Mayo monkeys.
He does have some. He does believe in some of the things of the teachings of the Ben Amin Israel, who is one of the original. He was a founder of the Hebrew Israelites, as well as a supporter of Black Lives Matter. So when you have somebody who has that much disdain for white people, I believe that should be magnified, just like when they did about Dylan Roof.
Are you saying that this is how you want all of this stuff covered, to like get as many people on it as possible? Like my worry in a situation like that was we're just having a race to the bottom. We see like sort of the backlash from when Fox News was first taking off, especially during the Obama administration, sort of getting like these really like crazy narratives of him, like him and Bill Ayers and being a terrorist and him like not being born here and yada, yada, yada. And then I feel like that was so successful that the when I say the left, the media in general, if they were leaning left at the time, were incentivized now to grab the other half of the audience and get as much clickbait and hysterical news that they can onto their platforms as well, to get as many people, especially during the Trump era. They realize how much money they can get by just peddling all of these extreme stories to get everybody riled up about it. My argument to everybody listening, because I don't know how to incentivize against this, but I think we need a cultural shift where we have to move away from this. We have to like take that L and say, you know what? Yeah, this is fucked up. This guy did this, and they covered it poorly, and they did this shit to Rittenhouse, and they also covered that poorly. Like, why don't we just focus on Rittenhouse? Like, hey, you guys are fucked up. You guys are messing with people, and this Brooks guy, you did it on accident. You didn't have the right intentions, but that's actually the correct way to do it. And let's stop incentivizing us to be at each other's throats all the time. That's the only thing I'm advocating.
Premise, I would spit and shake on that with you any day of the week if it was possible. Here's the problem, and here's what we're actually talking about. That would be a fantastic solution. It would de-escalate the division in the country. It would turn down the volume. It would make us much less at each other's throats. But here's the big problem. Right wing, and yes, of course, there are rubes on my side. Always. There are rubes on every side. And Fox News absolutely capitalized and capitalizes on them. But the difference is, every time, take Rittenhouse, for example. The GoFundMes for Rittenhouse, police officers were fired for donating $25 to it. People were prosecuted at their jobs for donating to a GoFundMe for a kid. Every time we try to start your own Twitter, Parler, it gets taken off. The difference is, it's just not the same. The power the left has, it's not really the left, it's the corporate media, it's the global American enterprise, empire, it's all of these people who own all media. They don't let us get an edge in, ever. And so, every time there's a Kyle Rittenhouse or a Nicholas Sandmann, what they end up doing is, they do wall-to-wall coverage every day and night. And yeah, sure, Fox covers the Brooks case. But that's half the country. When you're not allowed to talk about these things, black men kill white men at a rate of 13-1. That's unheard of. And so when we're talking about things like this, another black-on-white hate crime, no one gives a shit. That's the problem.
Hold that thought. Jupiter, check your while Grimace is answering you. Check your Discord settings. I can tell what's going on. Your mic is coming from your webcam and not the actual mic in front of you.
That's what it is.
Okay, go ahead, Grimace.
That's
Sorry.
what it is. Okay.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh no,
Sorry,
no!
guys.
I'm like, while I was on. Let me see if I can get back my train of thought.
Sorry.
Oh, listen, I have to keep that momentum going. But as far like I don't know how this like ties into the whole bigger narrative of
Is this better?
Oh yeah.
I apologize. Is this better?
Yep. And now I got to turn you down a little bit. So that's
Thank
way
you.
better.
All right. Sorry,
Oh, wow.
Grimace.
Wow, that's
I'm
way
sorry.
better.
Grimace, that is so unfair to Grimace, and I apologize.
No, it's fine. Yeah, I understand the frustration dealing with media. Although most of the time, I think that the different corporations are in their rights to keep certain people off their platform. Although they can be heavy-handed and not transparent with the way they do things, which I can agree with. But I know that's also frustrating. But somebody has to be the adult, right? Somebody has to be, and I can tell you right now, it's not the children who are LARPing as Stalinists on the internet right now. I say it's got to be someone. I hope it's just all of Americans in general who are actually adults, who actually know that we have more in common with each other than we have differences. So
I think
that's what I'm going to
like
be advocating for. Yeah.
Grimace, I think I legitimately believe that right now in this country, I think that there's a legitimate space for someone like you, someone like even people like Andrew Yang or the Brett Weinstein. I don't want to bring him up. I don't want to cause fights, but even Joe Rogan, I do think that Bill Maher, who I fucking can't stand, I think there's a space right now for the adults on the left to turn these fucking morons around and spank them and retake your party. I would much rather be battling and dealing with a Grimace party than I would these absolute lunatics. They want to burn it all down. You don't. That's the problem. But there is a space for like you said, for the grown-ups in the party to be like, all right, enough. But the funding coming from the far left, coming from people who want to destroy us. George Soros, sorry, China. They want to destroy us. That's who's funding these groups that are destroying your fucking party.
I'm not sure about the China thing. I'm not sure how far left George Soros is, but I recently read.
He's the guy that put the prosecutor Chisholm. George Soros is the one that funded the prosecutor that let Brooks out on $1,000 bail.
Yeah, every time I look into a George Soros story, I've seen a few. It's always like way more complicated and bad faithfully like reported towards like bad intentions that you can only like assume
Why
based
does
on.
his name always come up? Why is he funding these prosecutors?
That's
After a while-
that's the Jewish question, right? Like I always say, that. Why is it
Don't-
always
don't-
this guy?
don't-
Why is it always people
Not
with
on
names at the
Hanukkah.
end of their names?
On
We know
Hanukkah,
that
you will
that's how
not
that
lump-
goes.
On Hanukkah, you will not lump George Soros in. He's a Nazi. Sided with
But
the
that,
Nazis.
you say he's a Nazi, but
He's
you're literally in.
Get out of here.
Yeah, like we can't say that George Soros is a Nazi, but like that's the kind of evidence that we use to
What do
corroborate.
you
Like,
mean
oh,
we
like
can't say that? He was literally a Nazi. There's a he admitted it on film.
yeah, when you say he admitted it, he was hiding in plain sight. He just
You
didn't
lose
admit to
your
being a
Jew
Jewish
card,
person.
You lose your Jew card the
It's
minute you.
it's
you're a
easy to
Nazi.
say. It's easy to say like here in
Here's the
2020,
thing,
but when
you
you're
know-
like
you
a
know what's
child
really-
in like Nazi
No.
Germany, I don't
Grimace,
think that's
you know
not that
what's-
big of a deal.
Grimace, you know what's even easier to say? Is that, oh yeah, this guy is funding all these psychotic bail reform programs. He is dumping tons of money into our legal and judicial system. But what's really easy to say is, oh, but you're not allowed to say that because he's Jewish. No, I don't care what he is. I'm Jewish. Very, 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 very Jewy. That dude, I don't care. I don't care if people are anti-Semitic against him. He's evil, and he is doing these things. And to bring up the anti-Semitism card when it comes to fucking Soros, it's such an easy way out.
Wait, I wasn't using
Answer
the card.
the
I was
real
just,
question.
I was just attacking your point of is why does his name always come up? That's the same exact point that we
Because
hear from
he's
people
involved.
who are actual anti-Semitic. Well, when I hear he's involved, I hear things like he's a Nazi. Like, well, actually, he was like 10 years old and like he just didn't admit
All
to
right,
being.
then throw the
You see what I'm
Nazi thing
saying?
out, but
Okay.
he is legitimately interfering in our
I
elections.
will have to look.
Judicial system.
I will have to look more closely in this. But in this
Every
country,
single
you're
one of
allowed
these
to use money
prosecutors
for
gets
political
millions
causes.
of dollars.
Yeah.
How about in Philadelphia, in my great state of Pennsylvania? How about in Philadelphia, where he dumped 19 times the amount ever paid for a prosecutor in the history of Philadelphia?
Yeah, he's rich. He's allowed to use his money. But we should
He's
probably
a
get off the
foreigner.
George
Why
Soros
is
topic.
Why is he interfering?
Yeah,
in our
this is
fucking
we
judicial
are
system?
drifting
'Cause he's
away
allowed
from
to? I don't
the
know.
Kyle and the Daryl Brooks situation. Let
Yeah,
me bring it back. Hold up, but I want to address something, and then I want Rafiq, and then we're gonna follow by Felix. Okay. So the thing about it is, Grimace, is that I know you said we should both somebody should be the adult. That is the problem with the right, and I'm saying this as a right winger. The conservatives want to take the moral high ground. They want to be the adults, and it's always been thrown in their face. See, when you basically try to reason with unreasonable people who have like a savage mentality, you're gonna lose. You're gonna lose all the way. I believe in playing the same game you play. If you set the rules to it, I'm going to play the same way, but my intentions are to beat you at it. And I think that the conservatives need to stop playing adults. If the left is going to play games like a child, and we're the adults here, but we keep losing, then I think we need to get immature and play like children too, and may the best child win.
I guess, but I think that's just going to be like a bad situation for everyone. And kind of like what I was saying earlier, I do honestly feel that shift. At the New York Times, they recently hired John McWhorter, not as like a guest writer, but like as an actual staff writer to that publication, which I think is a huge move. I recently read his book, Woke Racism, about the new religion of anti-racism. It was really good, and more people are paying attention to people like him, who he is a liberal, but if you talk to him, most people would think that he's a conservative. So like there's a lot of people who are like that, are just like, listen, I've never voted Republican in my entire life. It's just like a lot of people were focused on Trump during that period, who was just escalating things, and things got out of hand. A lot of people started getting away with a lot of like dumb shit that we need to like all just settle down, and like all of us can get together and beat off these extremists, these QAnon conspiratists, and these communists, and these I don't know what else to call people and their pronouns over on my side, but we're dealing with it. So like I'm
Here's the thing, though.
hoping in this
Hold
environment.
on, Drew,
that
but
we
I
can
want
move forward.
Rafiq. Wait. I want Rafiq and then Felix.
please,
Go ahead.
yeah.
Go
I
on,
think,
Miss
by the
Kate.
way, I'm just going to say one thing real quick. I think because of my windows open, my Uber Eats driver not only crushed my food, but it's not outside. I think he stepped on it. No, for real. Look at this. Yeah, he totally did.
Oh my
No,
god.
Jesus.
that's what you get for getting. That's what you get for getting Uber Eats instead of walking your ass to the refrigerator and making something.
Get him, Felix.
Okay,
Get him. Get him.
okay, George Soros. Not all of us are rich like you and have food in our
He
refrigerator.
ain't rich.
I'm. You know what?
Go
No,
ahead.
I'm
Go ahead,
I'm not
Rafiq.
rich.
I apologize. Now, please, Rafiq.
No, go ahead, Rafiq.
That's all right.
Just wanted.
That's all right. Yeah, it's just like the Wizard of Oz. You know, they need the courage. You know, a heart, a brain. You know, well, both the left and the right. And I agree with Tree. You know, since the left is kind of like act very immature. You know, and you try to be the adults, they get crushed every time. It seems like they just don't get it. They're gonna have to like change a course of action. Both sides. I mean, I think they're adults on both sides, but you know, you have you know, cowards and immature people on the other side. So, and I just like I think it would be nice if people just stop watching the mainstream media in general because we know it's about fear mongering and sensationalizing. Just stop tuning in. But you know, a lot of people just want you know their I guess confirmation biases or you know echo chamber confirmation biases. So I mean, I think if people just did that. That'll be good. No, on Parler, they were stupid to be on Amazon server or something. At least Gab was smart to have their own server. I'm not sure the technical terms, but you know, they didn't have to rely on the left to have their platform.
I
That's
don't
why
think
no one
Amazon
uses
is the
Gab.
left, right?
That's
Yeah.
why no one uses Gab.
What did you
Is
say,
Gab
Grimace?
overrun by neo-Nazis?
You have to
True.
go to Grimace is 100% right. That's why when I originally said the left controls the
I didn't hear what he
operations
said
in the
though. What did
media,
he
that's
say?
not true.
What did he just
I
say?
said that Amazon isn't necessarily left.
Oh,
They're
okay,
just a
okay,
big
okay,
corporation
okay,
just
okay.
doing
Sorry, go ahead.
And he's
best for their
100% right.
shareholders, yeah.
And you know who isn't also on the left? Google, Yahoo, all of these gigantic corporations. Amazon, like you said, none of them are on the left. But the far leftists are utilizing it right now because right now they're on the left side. Oh, just wait. Oh, wait till they realize that they've given all of their power and freedom away with the promise that, oh, it'll just be the right that gets banned. You just fucking wait.
Wait, no, people on the far left get banned. pretty
Yeah, they are.
regularly. 'Cause
I have to
there
admit
are
that.
like some
I've
really
seen them
crazy
being
people on the
getting
left who
banned.
get banned.
Yeah, the left. I've been watching it. The left has been getting banned, but not to the extent that those of us on the right. I think we were the first, and there's more of us on the right that have been banned. But the left is getting a taste of that medicine too.
Yeah, no, that's true. That is true.
Felix,
And I think most oh, yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say like to Grimace's point, like when he was talking about how there's like most people aren't as I guess politically radicalized. It's like the insane fringe groups are fringe groups. They're called that for reasons because it's just a vocal minority. Like most people, like in politics, are just somewhere in the middle. Like they really aren't as radicalized as society has made us seem to believe that we are. Like for every like Tess Holiday, AOC, Virgie Tovar, you have like 10 people like Christina Hoff Sommers who are willing to look both ways on an issue. And the same goes for the right. For like every, I don't know, Charlie Kirk, Candace Owens, you have like a normal person on the right, which is increasingly hard to find the normal people in the middle, by the way.
I agree with that, but Felix, the problem is that fucking when you have someone like Christina Hoff Sommers, or I'll give you an example on the center left. Joe Rogan and Brett Weinstein, they're liberals, they're lefties. They get shut down whenever the reasonable people on the left start speaking. They immediately get shut the fuck down. And that's the whole problem. The narrative right now is all driven towards the left. If you go even slightly to the center, let alone center right, it's over.
Well, I think like
right,
there are rules in place that Joe Rogan. Sorry, Alex. I just want to say like people like Brett Weinstein and Joe Rogan. The only thing they were getting censored over was pandemic COVID-19 misinformation stuff.
oh
no,
God,
like,
we can't really respond to that. But I will say I don't find it.
I want to go into that.
Yeah,
so bad.
we can't
Yeah, I
comment on
wanna go
that.
into
But let me
so
just say
fucking
I
bad,
don't
but
agree with that as misinformation.
I'm gonna shut my mouth. But
Yeah, because that's another thing
Tree,
too.
I
The
love
fact,
you and respect you,
yeah,
so I'm shutting the fuck
the
up.
fact that we can't talk about it just goes to show who's
When
trying to
they've been
control
wrong how many
the
times, Tree?
narrative. You know, it's
And
very
Tree, how many
unfair.
times have they been wrong? How many times have they been wrong?
Zero.
And how many times after we find out the same people calling us misinformation agents are the ones funding all of these agencies? They've been wrong way more than we have. About the Wuhan lab. About
Okay.
I'm not gonna-
Dude, this is
Okay,
about
Where all of
okay.
these things
I will.
revolve
I'll
around
get into
COVID
that.
or
I've
Trump.
gotten lots of research on that.
no. This is
No, I
just
mean we
paranoia.
can't
That's all.
do it
That's why
on
they're
YouTube. We had to do it
paranoia.
on some other platform, but we can't have that discussion here on YouTube. But
Tree,
go.
you're lucky I have this new chair. It allows me to swivel. It's an exercise chair. It allows me
Rafiq,
to
I'm sorry.
find
Go
my-
ahead. Rafiq.
No, I'm just saying that's paranoia. It's like you're not paranoia. You can't hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah.
No, it's just paranoia. That's all. It's not really like being the scientist. That people just haven't faced their own mortality issues, making these bad decisions. That's all.
I don't know. Health at every size. Be saying that we could be healthy at any size.
Right.
That's just
Sure
denial.
about that?
They never once came out and said, "Hey, instead
Maybe
of our
you shouldn't be
injections,
morbidly obese.
instead of our injections, maybe go for a walk. No, stay inside your house." Oh,
There's
we
no
found out that
profit in
vitamin
that.
D3 exactly. We found out
There's no
vitamin
profit in
D3
that.
works
That's all
against
we say.
COVID and sunshine. So we're never.
I
gonna
doubt
fight that.
people
Can't go
ever
there.
said that don't go out and get exercise. I don't feel like that was something that was
They
ever said.
literally put sand in a skate park so kids couldn't skateboard. They chased a man. Remember?
That's
this is one
fine.
of the
That's
most
people
iconic-
gathering.
Yeah, they closed the
One of the
gyms
most
though.
iconic things was the guy
Yeah, that's people
paddleboarding
gathering.
by himself. They had 5 police boats chase him. No, they
Also-
did. They've never once come out and said, "Hey, vitamin D3 is."
No, stop.
all-
We're getting back. Okay,
Okay.
so
We're curing COVID and vitamin D3.
we can't talk about none of that. And that's what I'm saying. That's the thing. We cannot talk about any of that.
Real, we can't.
So YouTube, I want
No,
you to
we
know
can't.
that we will abide by the CDC, and everybody get your Fauci ouchie, okay? So said
I'm
Dr.
already
Hitler,
vaccinated.
okay?
I did my part.
So
Fauci never killed puppies,
I'm just
with-
saying that
with
we here
sandflies. He
at
never did that.
YouTube, we
That's
abide by the
misinformation.
CDC and the WHO. So I just want to say, as the owner of this channel, we abide by their guidelines. Hong Kong.
I think you
All right.
rock.
Okay, so here's the
Oh,
deal.
wait, Tree. Last thing, and I'll shut the fuck up. You know that they went from new. So we
No.
started-
I know where you're going. No. We understand that they did not involve somebody whose name is the leader of China. I don't want to go there. We're getting back on the Kyle
Lord have
Rittenhouse
mercy.
and Daryl Brooks hypocrisy. So to bring it back there, I guess I never really had my question addressed is, and I'll have anybody address it. I'll go into something else. So we have seen that the extreme left, the extreme progressives and the commies are causing the Democrats to lose a lot. And that's because, you all say you are the adults, but when I say you, I'm talking about Felix and Grimace. But you're not taking care of the bratty kids who say, we want this and we want that and Green New Deal and free healthcare and free education, blah, blah, blah. However, we have reined in our extremists, and you don't see them dominate the political sections of the House or the Senate. So to me, it's what this has shown me is that the squeaky wheel gets the oil.
Wait, don't you guys have like Marjorie Taylor Greene and the QAnon peoples in your party around the
No,
house?
we don't have no QAnon
love
people in office.
Isn't-
Marjorie Greene,
Wait.
Marjorie Greene is not. She's not part of QAnon.
No, she isn't. That's slander. Don't talk about my girl.
Okay.
I'll kill a man.
Are you in QAnon? I don't know.
No,
But
Lord.
Grimace. Okay, she's not, by the way. But for every Marjorie Greene, I can name 4 commies.
Yeah. And also,
Wait,
people like Mitch
the
McConnell,
Justice Dems are
Grimace,
like 4 or
they
5
trip-
people.
Huh?
Grimace, our side trips over themselves to fucking throw away people like Marjorie Taylor Greene. AOC is literally the leader of the party now. Like, we trip over ourselves to say, "Oh, how dare Marjorie Taylor Greene?" Our side
Wait,
are
when
such
was that ever
pussies.
done? As far as I know,
Honestly,
that they're like, you guys are leading a
Twitter
campaign against like
is-
Liz Cheney.
It just
Yeah,
well,
because
fuck
Liz
yeah,
Cheney
she's
is a
lefty.
rhino. She's not acting like a Republican.
They
Come on
just
now.
stripped-
Well,
they
her
just
last
stripped
name
Paul
is
She
Gosar
hold
of
on.
all of
What?
this.
Hold on. Stop. Name
last
if you
name is Cheney.
disagree that Liz Cheney is acting like a Republican. Name me one policy that she pushed that represents Republican views.
Probably
Her last name
not.
is Cheney. I'm not
Republicans
surprised.
don't really have positive legislation. They just vote against.
So, in other
liberal
words, she
legislation.
doesn't.
They
She
think it will
doesn't.
cause
She
too much
basically
tax.
has voted for everything that the Democrats have put on the table in the Senate. So she's not acting like a
I
Republican.
bet she votes with the party on most things. I'm guessing like 95%.
I don't know her record, but so far she has voted. So far this year, she has mostly now. If you want to look at her entire political record, I cannot debate that. I can't even speak up for that. But I can speak up for this year.
Why is she being ostracized by the party right now?
Because she has voted in favor of the January 6th committee. She has also voted to impeach Trump. She's also have voted for. Hold on. Let me make sure I get this right. She voted for the the spending bill. Her and some other Republicans have voted for the first passed spending bill that now Joe Biden has now said, "Yay, I got this one spending bill," and it looks like she's going to vote in favor of the Republicans for their second spending bill.
It's so much more simple than that. It's so much more simple than that. She has now voted with the other side for just about everything.
Yeah, this year she has actually. Yeah,
she's a war criminal. Her family have profited off of war since the dawn of time.
Yeah, go look it up,
That's not
Grimace.
why
She
I-
has not voted this
Grimace,
year.
You're
She
talking about Dick Cheney, but like, wait, what are we talking? We're in America.
Yeah, well,
People
fuck
aren't,
Dick
like,
Cheney too. I'm not.
subjects to the sins of
fuck
their
him
fathers.
too.
You gotta provide more than like, oh, they're a war criminal.
but
She's
this
just
year,
the
but
daughter of a
no,
guy-
this
a
year,
guy who capitalized on
this
the.
year she has voted mostly on the Democrats' agenda. That's the reason why the GOP decided to kick her out of the Republican Party in her state, because she's not acting on behalf of Republicans. She's acting as an infiltrator for Democrats.
Exactly. But Tree, can I just?
It's about time.
I'm going to give the honest answer against what the normal, as you call, cuck-servative would say. Here's the real answer. You want the truth, Grimace? I'm going to be dead serious with you. No bullshit, no spin. We're in a fight for our fucking lives right now. I believe that communists and evil forces are taking over my country, our country. I feel that there is a real, legitimate threat bringing down our country. And I don't want anyone in power with an R next to their name if they're not going to help us 100% of the time. I don't care. I am now fully partisan. I am fully anti-communist, and I don't care. The fact that she is waging this war while we're fighting our own, she's out. Bye. We need all hands on deck right now, period. That's the reason.
I'm looking at her voting record this year right now, and she's voted all on Republican things. She voted
Lies. Send me that receipt.
Better plan?
Net neutrality
Build Back
thing.
Better
No,
plan
no,
is
no.
not conservative.
The Build Back Better
It's
plan has
got
not been passed.
8%
No, it hasn't
towards
been passed. But
infrastructure.
hold on.
No, she's already.
We
on
were
board
not
with
in favor
and
of that
she already-
infrastructure spending bill, Grimace. So you're not telling the truth here.
Wait, why not? Wait, no. The Build Back Better, like that's not going.
No,
around
but
right
does
now.
she
We're
voted-
waiting
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. She's already on record. She was on Fox. She was on Maria
That she will vote
Bartiromo's
for it.
show, and she already said that she's going to vote for it. She already voted for the 1.9 trillion bill. That's already been passed.
So
yes.
what's wrong with voting
And-
for that exactly? What makes that un-Republican?
First, I
Are
would.
you kidding? Only like 8% of it goes to legitimate infrastructure.
Thank
Only
you.
8 billion or 8 billion or 80 billion rather out of the 1.7
And if I'm not
or 1.9 trillion
mistaken-
goes to bridges, roads.
And I'm
Where
not.
does the other money go?
Hold on. From my
Bring it
understanding,
up for you.
I know. I looked this up before. I think you guys are greatly exaggerating.
No,
Of
we're
course
not.
Everything's gonna go to
Well,
what
well,
everyone
you tell
wants.
us, Grimace.
Everybody
Grimace,
puts
you-
in
Grimace, you-
things for.
tell us what that first spending bill that Biden signed. Tell us where those funds are going to.
I'm going to look it up right now. But like, if
They're
I'm
going to leftist projects, and that's where they're going. They're going to fund NGOs. Almost none of that's going to go. Even the part that's for infrastructure, almost none of it's going to actually go towards infrastructure. $25 million for this rich ass bridge. Like, it's all a joke. But anyway, back to the Liz Cheney thing. Here's the real issue: to say that Liz Cheney hasn't been hurting our party is, and I'm not in the Republican Party. I am a far-right lunatic. Put me in the Marjorie Taylor Greene category. I'm not a Republican. To say that Liz Cheney hasn't been going against all of my and my party's interests is lunacy. She said that she would vote for Biden or Harris over Trump.
Yeah, that doesn't make you not a Republican, though. Like, classically, Republicans wouldn't vote for Trump. Most of them didn't want Trump.
Wait
as
a
the
minute.
nominee already.
How would you feel?
More
Wait,
votes than any
no,
sitting president in
no, Jupiter. This is how you could destroy that argument that Grimace said. Grimace, so how would you feel if AOC said she would vote for Trump? You think she should still be a Democrat?
When you say she's a Democrat, not
I mean, no.
It's not one or the other.
If AOC said that
I don't think because like Trump is not a Republican that makes him a Democrat.
No, answer my question. Would you be okay with AOC being a Democrat? She'd be okay with pushing for she said that she would vote for Trump and whoever Trump elected as vice president to run with him. If he runs in 2024.
It's like in the general election?
Yeah, as a president in 2024.
No, yeah, like I would condemn anybody who goes for the nomination of Donald Trump.
Okay, so why is it okay? So why is it okay for Liz Cheney to do it for some child sniffing pedo and some daggone? I'm sorry, that was hyperbolic. You can't handle that.
Eulogizer of the Grand Kleagle of the Ku Klux Klan, Robert Byrd.
Yeah, but like people can vote for like bills that they believe in and they think will help.
Look at how you backtrack when we put it on politics. You, though.
She is joining with the establishment.
Wait, no, you're saying Trump. Like I would condemn anybody who votes for Trump. But
so why can't we condemn anybody who would vote for Biden and Kamala Harris?
So this is actually all. It's not about the policy, not about the. American
it is
people.
about the policy. We don't support demon rat policy. We don't support Democrat policies.
Wait, if Republicans are voting on it, that means they have
we have a lot of rhinos.
Investment in it, right?
Don't confuse the rhinos for actual Republicans.
You say country over. Wait, you say country over party. You say country over party. Here's the problem. My party, all the time, it's the Uniparty. They constantly go, oh, this bill is terrible. Nancy Pelosi is terrible. Oh, it's terrible. They drop like $500 million off the fucking quadrillion dollar bill, and they're like, we did what we could. That's not my party. I do put country over party. That's why I think that we are being fucked in our ass by an establishment that's selling us out. Nancy Pelosi, the greatest stock investor of all time, with her investor husband, just bought a $25 million mansion in Florida. No, they're all the same party, and Liz Cheney's part of it. It, like George Carlin once said, it's a big fucking club, and you ain't in it. There is no Democrat or Republican Party. There's the Uniparty. That's it. And Liz Cheney's in
Grimace,
it.
Okay, so I can get an idea. Hold on, so I can get an idea of what politician you think is a real Democrat and what a real Republican is. Tell me, do you consider Joe Manchin a real Democrat?
Ooh.
A real Democrat?
A real
maybe
Democrat.
in the state of West Virginia.
No,
I don't know what a real Democrat is.
For the Senate, to represent.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, like he wouldn't win in my state as a Democrat.
Why not?
No, I don't think in
is
my
he a
state.
Democrat though?
Listen, like Democrats are different in different parts of the country.
Oh,
like,
really?
The only difference is that they.
Well, then why aren't you applying that same logic to the Cheneys?
Wait,
she's in one of the reddest states on earth, if not the reddest. And
sorry. So what I'm saying is your attacks on Liz Cheney are pure tribalism. Like you're saying that she's voting for unRepublican things, and your actual criticism of it seems to be that she's going against Trump, and that's your real issue.
No, nothing to do with Trump.
The whole January 6th stuff is definitely pure.
What does that have to do with Trump? The fact that political prisoners are being literally starved.
This is what I'm
and
talking
beaten.
about.
Okay. Your vice president, Kamala Harris, however she pronounces it.
Both of our vice presidents.
She bailed. No,
Not my president. Not my vice president. Not my vice president. Not my vice president.
I always cringed
Vice
at people who said
President, let me
President
finish
Trump
this.
wasn't my president.
Okay. Well, the difference is he won legitimately.
Oh,
And
God.
Kamala Harris, I'm not going to go down that road, but wait, Grimace. Kamala Harris donated herself, she tweeted it out, to get rioters out of jail. Known rioters out of jail. She gave to that bail fund, and the people at January
Wait, how much did she give to that bail fund?
Doesn't matter. The
She didn't give
difference
anything
is
to that bail
those-
fund.
Yes, she did.
We went over this on a show like a few months ago.
All right, do I have to do this again?
Yeah,
Anyway,
you got to
let's
do it.
assume
I
I'm right,
don't
and if I'm
remember.
wrong, let's
Hold on,
assume
you
I'm right.
sure?
The difference is
She
No.
tweeted it out, and you
Hold
can
on.
make an argument that she indirectly led to the funds of getting these people
Well,
out. of
why
prison.
was she-
literally
wait,
tweeted herself. I'll bring it up. That is so a tree. Grimace, I love you to death, but that is so fucking dishonest, brother.
Grimace, do you think?
She
Do you
tweeted
think?
out, she said, please, Tree, wait. She said, please donate to the bail fund.
That's what I just said.
That's number one. That's an in-kind contribution coming from the future vice president of the country going for it. But my point is, all these rioters just get out the next day. Meanwhile, January 6 people who did nothing but trespass, Kavanaugh people on the left did the same thing at the same Capitol. They've been burning the Portland courthouse down for the last 2 years. Yet these people on January 6th, the worst insurrection of all time,
I don't know
still
how.
in jail.
I can't take you seriously when you say January 6th was just
Hold on,
simply
I would like to
trespassing.
ask a
They were
question.
trying-
I'm
They
talking
were
about
trying
people,
to hold
Grimace,
Congress from.
people are being held in solitary confinement for almost a year now for the
Grimace.
crime of trespass.
Hold on, I gotta ask a
That's
question.
what they're being charged with. I'm not talking about the violent ones. I'm talking about literal political prisoners. Man, Grimace, I swear to God, I believe that if you actually watched the documentary
Oh no, not the Tucker
Patriot
Carlson
Purge,
one. Oh
you,
no.
Yes.
I
you're a
watched
fair
half
man,
of it.
man.
And I
You
was
would-
like, oh my god.
Hold on.
I don't know how many excuses you guys need to make yourself.
Why
Like,
are
just,
we all doing
just
different
disown it. Say,
Hold on,
yeah,
I gotta
the people
ask
on
a
January
question.
6th were fucking deranged.
Grimace,
They
hold
rock.
on. Grimace, do you?
fucking
I got to
awesome.
get back to Kamala Harris. Do you think the vice president of this country is justified in retweeting and promoting bail for criminals?
No, that's probably a really bad idea.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree. That was pretty shitty, and it's something she should not have done.
Why are those same rioters? Why are the same people that came to the Capitol even for the Kavanaugh trials or the Portland rioters? Why are they not being locked up in solitary confinement? Why are
Because
they
they
allowed
weren't
to have? Why are they allowed to have GoFundMes? And yes, they were trespassing, and they were a lot more violent than the fucking the 200 people out of 250,000, 300,000 that came to the Capitol. January 6th is the biggest psyop in this country's ever seen.
Guys,
Sans
this
COVID.
isn't the way. This is not the way. Like we should not have people tearing down the doors of Congress after they've walked from
I'm not going to go into that, Grimace. I'm talking about the hypocrisy that the left has been burning down the country and courthouses and federal buildings and every other form of government for 4 or 5 years, and nothing's done about it. But the January 6th...
Sorry,
people that were
you're gonna have to be
nonviolent-
specific. What
right.
what got destroyed and who didn't get arrested?
Hold
Federal
on.
courthouse
Rafik,
in
did you want
Portland
to
has
say
been burned
something?
down.
Okay.
Yeah, please, sorry, Rafik.
I mean, the whole George Floyd thing, that should be enough said. I mean, how things were destroyed, neighborhoods, communities, businesses. I mean, I couldn't go nowhere in New York City and not see a boarded up building. And
The
same thing with
third
15, where this
municipal
dude- the city
police
was burning.
department was burnt down completely. The third precinct, sorry, the
Yeah,
third
the
precinct
literally
in
was just
third
burnt
precinct,
down, and
they literally had to
and the news
abandon
was
it.
just like thinking,
I mean-
this is a beautiful thing, and so then January 6th happened was just pretty much a clusterfuck.
Also, some
And
black
they were just
businesses were
demonizing
destroyed
white
last year
supremacists.
too. So I'm like,
Well, yeah.
yeah. Are you going to deny
Black
that
people were
happened?
putting
Degra?
on their...
It just took me.
Grimace, black people were literally
You
putting
guys
on
have the
their-
biggest victim complex. Listen up for a second. It took a quick search to find out that 18 people are arrested facing federal charges after weeknight protests in federal courthouse in Portland. You act like nobody's getting.
Are they allowed to have bail or a GoFundMe?
Oh,
because
good,
the January 6th
good
folks aren't.
point, Jupiter.
Oh,
good
what do
question.
you mean? GoFundMe is a fucking private corporation. They can do whatever they want.
Yeah, are they still in jail though?
If President Trump put out a tweet that said, "Hey, everyone, donate to the bail fund for the January 6th protesters," what would you be saying?
I already said Kamala Harris shouldn't have done it. Of course, I'm going to be saying the same way.
She got away with it. No one said a word, and they've been.
Well, you can't use that against some Jupiter. He did condemn it. No, you can't. He condemned it. He condemned it. So you can't use that against him.
There are people being arrested and charged with crimes who are now in jail. Like I don't understand this victim complex we're going on right now.
It's not a.
We're allowed bail? Like, that's up to the judges. What do you take this out of me for?
The January 6th protesters are still in jail. They're being
their crimes are pretty unique, right?
Not really, no.
I mean, trespassing?
Trespassing? God, are you guys really at that point? Are you guys in that much denial about January 6th? Trespassing?
Premise, as the cops ushered them into the building, which they did.
The cops did not usher them into the building.
Okay,
no,
it's on video.
I mean,
those cops that were on video looked behind them and acknowledged that the crowd had already gotten through. There was no point in having that barrier there.
What was damaged inside the federal buildings? What was damaged? I mean, they stole letters and said, "Oh, I'm here," and did selfies. But what was really damaged?
They stole private documents from different congressmen's offices. They of course they were walking through with their Confederate flags. They were searching for different members of Congress. Thank God.
That was only one Confederate flag, one red flag. Those were mostly Christian nationalists. Those were not just white supremacists. Christian nationalists.
I like to call
Okay,
them
I didn't say white
federal agents.
supremacists. I was talking about the traitors flag that was somehow been
but
able to be brought in
walking with a
and flown
flag
in
is
the
not
Capitol.
damaged though.
Which isn't that big of a deal.
Yeah,
it's
it's
just
not.
a little bit of a shitty thing to do, right?
You acknowledge that there were many people that went into the Capitol like boomer rubes that just wandered around, took selfies, and walked out.
I absolutely agree. There's somebody.
Those people are still in jail in solitary confinement.
No, they're not. Most of them have had their.
That's misinformation. That's a lie.
Okay, fine. Give me a name. Give me a name. Let's look them up real quick.
I will.
In the process of you guys getting the name though, so you have to admit that all of the destruction that BLM as well as just regular people did last year, the entire year during the George Floyd riots, just cannot compare to whatever happened on January the 6th. You just can't compare unless
because there were two different things. Yeah.
And by the way, people who died are on our team, not on your team. David Dorn died by protecting a pawn shop last year, and nobody want to put any emphasis on him. But
gives a shit.
Yeah, but the fact is that and let's not forget how the white Antifa guy who had the power fist just went up and ambushed a white Trump supporter and just shot him cold blood in the back of the head. So there's a lot of murderous actions as well as a lot of property damage that was done last year.
It's all on the left. January 6th. All right, here, I'm going to grant you this, and I don't, and someone can clip this and claim that I'm denouncing the January 6th freedom fighters, which I'm not, but I'll give you January 6th. How about that? If you're going to say that January 6th, one night, because they went into the Capitol, a couple hundred people went into the Capitol, a couple of them were violent. Okay, I watched the country, I watched cities burn night after night while CNN stood in front of smoldering, burning inferno buildings of black businesses with signs that said, "I'm a black single mother, please don't burn my building down," and it's on fire, and CNN says, "It's a mostly peaceful protest." It's just grimace. It's just different.
Jupiter, why don't you just condemn both of them? I do.
I'm not ever going to condemn January 6th. Ever.
Okay, well, if we're gonna go and like paint different
I know
sides
that
with
it's-
violence,
I know, like,
let's
is
not
he
forget about the
dishonest?
El Paso shooter who walked through a Walmart and was shooting Mexican people with AR-15 because he's trying to protect the country because of the rhetoric being peddled by people like Trump and the other
Okay,
people
well,
on the right.
the overwhelming.
We can
majority
play
of
this
mass
game.
shooters-
I'm trying
No,
to say
can't.
we shouldn't.
Grimace, the overwhelming majority of mass shooters are black. They're not white. And you can always go to a Charlottesville or to an El Paso or to a January 6th. They are the outliers. They're not the norm. What I'm trying to say to you is the way that we look at one night, one day, a couple hours, January 6th, versus how we look at an entire country being burned down city from city from city from city every night for years. Years. Kyle Rittenhouse
Just have a
didn't
different
fucking
memory
kill
than
the
you.
Right? Because that's what the media does. They memory hold fucking Brooks already. The way they tell it, it was a car crash.
Okay,
It's a-
5 more
They
minutes
didn't
on
go
this
that far
topic
either. They
before we
just-
move on to the next
They didn't
topic.
talk about it that much.
5 more minutes.
Yeah.
Go ahead. 5 more minutes on this topic, and we're gonna move on to the next
Free the
topic.
political prisoners from January 6th, and God bless them.
Alex, what do you think? What do you think about January 6th?
This shit show. People died. Don't you ever get bored about talking about the same like 2 things
Thank
over and
you.
over? No, I'm talking to you too, Jupiter. You two get in this like fight over the same fucking thing. I swear you have this conversation every month. I'm like, if I were old enough to legally drink, I'd just start taking shots every time you do it, and you'd see me on my floor dead by the end of the stream. Y'all need
I
to
will
find a fucking
gladly
hobby.
drop-
Can y'all
I
start
will
fighting
gladly-
about like
Get
I
him,
don't know Harry
Felix!
Potter or
Get
some
him!
shit?
Get him, Felix!
Y'all bitches need to start fighting about like Harry Potter or something. It'd be so much more fun.
I think we're all J.K. Rowling fans here. So I don't know if you'd have to
I've never read
but
Harry Potter. I've only seen the movies.
You should read it. It's actually really good.
Grimace, favorite Harry Potter character?
Favorite Harry Potter character? Oh man. I actually like Dumbledore a lot. I'm gonna be honest. I like Dumbledore.
That's either him, Snape, or Sirius Black. That's my squad.
Snape was good too. I wasn't that
Love
big on
Snape.
Sirius Black, but I know a lot of people are.
That was a socially acceptable opinion, I guess.
All right, so let's go ahead and do.
I am legally old enough to
Let's
drink, and so I'm going
let's do closing arguments,
Same.
and we're gonna start with Grimace, and then go to Felix and Rafiq, and then we'll have Jupiter end it up. So go ahead, Grimace. 2-minute closing argument.
Sure. I feel like I'm becoming. I think I'm risking just sounding really boring on these panels. And I'm just like, why can't we all be adults? The truth is, the mainstream media fucked up when it came to the Kyle Rittenhouse case. They fucked up real bad. But I'm going to report to you guys who are on the far right now that the moderate left has taken note. That I see movement going on this party to moderate our voices and to moderate the narratives that we're trying to spin. I see the adults taking control again, and I would just hope for you and everybody on your side that you will do the same. Okay, that Brooks character, he was a piece of shit. We should acknowledge that, but we shouldn't be propping up serial killers. We shouldn't be concentrating on stories that could escalate race tensions inside the country any more than they really are, because race isn't really a thing. Let's be honest with it. And for us to keep continually obsess over it on either side, and I know it's the left that peddles it the most with their intersectionality and their identity politics nonsense. And I know you guys are just being forced into that paradigm, and you're doing your best. Just stop it. Just ignore it. Let's move on. Okay. Let's build some fucking rockets and blast off into the stars and get the hell off of this fucking shithole planet.
Yes, I support this. I want to go meet the aliens.
Hold on. So you would if Jeff Bezos or decided to have a colony in another planet outside, you would volunteer to
go?
live there?
Oh god. Oh, can I talk about this? Because
Yeah,
this
sure.
is really frustrating. Listening to all these fucking Reddit communists talk about like Jeff Bezos wants to get the population off the planet, so he only a select few people can live on the planet. Jeff Bezos, who, by the way, born to a teen mother, who got adopted by a Cuban father immigrant who came here with nothing, became an engineer and invested in his son and believed him in his son, who eventually went on to create Amazon. His valedictorian speech, he's the valedictorian of his high school, like I said, and he got that scholarship to, Princeton? In his valedictorian speech, he outlines that he thinks that humans are destroying the planet. Absolutely correct. And he envisioned a future that we could move humans into superstructures. If you guys aren't familiar with superstructures, look them up. There's all different sorts of them, like the Dyson Sphere, for instance. They're very pie in the sky ideas out there, but he wants to move people into an Earth-like habitat, but around in a more manageable way that's managed by humans that orbits around the planet, so that we can preserve the planet itself, maybe send people there on vacations, and the only people living on the planet would be like park ranger type people. If you look that closely, I've yet to see anybody actually talk about what he meant when he made those comments, but a lot of people are speculating on that's actually what he meant when he said something.
I don't care about that. I just asked you. I asked what does that I'm sorry, Rafi. That had nothing to do with my question that I asked you, though, Grimace.
Oh, sorry. Well, sorry. What was the question?
If he decided,
would I go? Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you went into all that just to get.
Yeah, that's based. Hey, what do you think we're doing this whole capitalism thing for, right?
Grimace,
Hell yeah.
I'll be in so much trouble if I don't say this. Well, I might be in trouble if I say it. Our cat's gay. He's actually working. It's fantastic. He's a writer. He's working on a superstructure novel in space.
Ooh, nice.
And it's a lunar superstructure system. And so far, it's fantastic. I shouldn't have said that, but
No, beat your ass later.
How come we can't live in harmony with the planet now? Why do we have to go to another planet and fuck it up, and then
staying with you, Rafiq.
So the whole idea is that if we're in these superstructures, we have the capabilities of knowing exactly what we want and need, and that the planet itself is too chaotic and not managed by people. It's kind of, I guess, it's kind of socialist if you like break it down like really, really far, but it's more like we can do this whole living as humans without destroying the planet, and that like the way the planet is, we're not. We could theoretically do it, but the planet is like really big and it's got like a lot of different factors we don't necessarily have that much control over. But yeah, I agree with that notion too.
All right,
but like when Jeff Bezos is saying that he's being inevitable and fatalistic about it.
Okay, Felix, go ahead. Your turn.
Okay, first of all, if I could be on the Jeff Bezos alien structure thingy, if it's between me and AOC that has to make first contact with the aliens, I will pull that bitch back by her buns and go rush to make first contact before she be telling them that communism is the way of America and shit like that. I'm sorry. I'm not fucking... I want my alien waifu with blue skin and size double D tits who can pump out all my children. I want that way before they start invading and killing us. But that's besides the point. But the original question about Kyle Rittenhouse and Darnell Brooks is like, I guess like, I don't want to say I'm black pill with it. I just like expect the media to not paint a fair picture. And even it's on both sides, by the way, because Fox News will almost overwhelmingly be super biased in favor of the right, just as CNN and Ms. NBC's in favor of the left. We don't like, there's the right's version of the truth, the left's version of the truth, and then there's somewhere in the middle, and we never actually get the full truth. So it's just like, you kind of have to, if you really want the truth about everything and you want equality or whatever word is, equity, I don't know, you like have to do your own research. And the more people that go around saying, hey, this is some bullshit, like with the news and stuff like that, the more people are going to be like, okay, maybe we need to stop becoming so politically radicalized and take a step back. You know, like they'll learn to actually like your neighbor instead of wanting to sell them out to the fucking feds because they posted it on Reddit, or no, not Reddit, 4chan about QAnon.
Amen.
Okay, Rafiq, your turn.
Well, yeah, I mean, the mainstream media, they just focus on a narrative of evil, I guess evil heterosexual Christian white man, against everybody else. And, they wanted to stick with stories that fit that narrative. And that's basically it. They have to change. I don't see it, but people would have to stop buying into it.
Okay.
That's all.
All right. And Jupiter?
Yeah, I mean, as for the blasting off into space, I fucking love this planet. Like going to the creek with my dog. I'm not going anywhere, especially not on Bezos' fucking Dr. Evil penis rocket. I might go with Elon, that's my man. But no, but back to the Kyle Rittenhouse thing. Here's the thing about the Brooks Rittenhouse conundrum. I have watched the last 10 years, I've been noticing it. Demonization, and Grimace is one of the most honest lefties of all time, but it is true. Like, the left does utilize race. And what I would say is, my tip to the left would be, you have to understand that white people are basically a docile, mind your own business type of folk, don't really want any trouble. But when you gin up all of this racial hatred, and you gin up every problem being given to white supremacy, or Kyle Rittenhouse is a white supremacist, but then a black man, a black supremacist, drives his car through 50 Christmas paraders, and you say that it was a car crash, what you end up doing is you're creating a class of, and it's Hanukkah, and last thing, I looked at a picture. It was a picture of a menorah, what we light for Hanukkah, for those who don't know, and there was a Nazi flag outside, and on the back of the picture, the rabbi's wife wrote 1932 Nazi Germany right before the election. She wrote, "Our light will outlast your flag." When you start ginning up that type of hatred, they start turning on people like me. They start turning on people like Grimace. They start turning on people like Tree and Rafik. If you keep ginning up racial hatred and sweeping ones under the rug and amplifying another, you're going to get, God forbid, another Holocaust. I'm being serious. It's getting to that point, in my humble opinion. Also,
Okay.
the Kyle's out.
Okay. I don't agree with that because white people on the right, for the most part, are cucks. You ain't got the damn balls to go racist like that. You know what I'm saying?
Agreed.
Anytime you have the conservative who have the voice, who are afraid to call Daryl E. Brooks a black supremacist and actually label this a domestic terrorist, to me, first of all, there will not be a race war. Okay, there will not be a race war. I don't know how that is even possible. But second of all, because to me, it seems like the people on the right who have the guts and the backbone are non-whites on the right. I'm just saying on the right. So how are we going to have a race war against our own race? That's not a race war. Okay. So, but until we on the right start, grabbing our balls and manning up and woman up and start, stop cucking. Then there's that. There was some white female representative who made a joke about Ilhan Omar about being
Lauren Boebert.
Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. The cucking. This is what I'm talking about. The
She
cucking.
apologized.
Yeah,
and then Ilhan came out and still trashed her.
And the thing about it is, she deserved it. And this is what I'm talking about. We
Agreed.
got the cucks and the fucking spineless people on the right. Okay, so I don't know, this whole civil war and race war, that should have never happened because we're the side that get on our fucking knees and suck the left dick. We're the side that fucking goddamn apologize to the people on the left. So how you gonna have a war when you got so many motherfuckers on this side apologizing? I would have never apologized to that fucking raghead. I would have said I own a joke and there's nothing you're gonna fucking do with it. But guess what?
It was a good joke, by the way.
I'm black. This is what I'm saying. The whole thing about white people rising up on that shit is gonna never, ever, ever, ever happen. Never happen.
All I'm gonna say is, on top of agreeing with you, don't ever lump me in with the cuck-servatives. I fucking speak my mind.
No, you right.
I speak my fucking mind.
Okay.
My mama didn't raise no bitch.
So let's get on to the. I'm interested in this one right here. This is not based upon political lines. Did you guys get a chance to read the article and watch the video?
Oh, you mean
Felt my soul
another
leaving
Texas?
my body.
Yeah,
don't
what
know how
happened
that
in the
relates to
shooting in
Rittenhouse.
Texas. I'm gonna give
I was in the hospital.
I'm gonna give the link to the chat. So there's two white men. I think one name is Chad, and the other name is Kyle. Is it? That's his
The
name.
teal shirt shooting?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chill.
Baby dads shoot. Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
watch that shit.
Okay.
Oh, we've been talking about that all day. Oh,
Okay,
yeah. I'm
so
ready for that.
I just gave the link to those of you in the chat. So based upon what you read and the videos that you've seen, and we're going to take your opening argument, the following questions I have laid out. Who's at fault? Will there be any charges? And how long do you think this will last in the news media? So let's start off with no, did I start off with you before, Jupiter?
No.
Okay, Jupiter, then Grimace, then Felix, and then last Rafiq. So let's go start off with 2 minutes with Jupiter.
All right, so are you asking me, do I believe it was self-defense?
Yeah, you can give any opinion. You can give any opinion on
Right.
what you think about the whole
So-
situation during your opening arguments.
All right, so there are two men, for those who don't know, 2-second synopsis. He's looking for his kid, and his baby mom's there with her new boyfriend, and the new boyfriend goes, "Look, beat it, get off my property," and then goes into the house because he won't leave, fires a warning shot, and then the guy goes for the gun and shoots him. Here's why this is so tricky for me, and I've been arguing this shit all day in my group chat with my boys. So number one, never shoot a warning shot. It's illegal. That's number one. You don't do it. If you brandish a weapon, either intend to use it or put it down. That's it. But he went in the house to get the gun. That should be, if I tell you to get off my property, you don't. So I go in my house, I get my rifle, I'm outside, and I point it at you. You should leave. In the end, that guy was retarded for not leaving. Then, after the warning shot fired at the ground, he lunged for the rifle. That is, in all law, self-defense, but the warning shot kind of fucks up the self-defense. Then, the guy backed up after not being able to get the rifle, and he didn't need to shoot him. He didn't. And the man was just trying to get his son. It didn't need to be a deadly shooting, so I would say maybe legally it's self-defense, but morally, I don't like this one. And I am the only time I'll ever say this, morally, I don't like this one. I think that the firearm owner was in the wrong. I do.
Okay. Just
He didn't need to be shot.
Just
He
so
retreated.
we are clear, because we have some people who don't know what the fucking law is. You cannot shoot a warning shot in any state in the South. I cannot justify all the gun laws, but I know in Texas, Alabama, Louisiana, Tennessee, Georgia, and Florida, you cannot shoot a warning shot. If you get a gun, you better fucking use it. There is no warning shots. I mean, Boogie got charged because of that shit. Boogie decides to shoot a warning shot.
Yes.
So what the fuck? Listen, if you guys ain't got the fucking balls to use your goddamn gun, don't ever get a fucking gun. I don't believe in no warning shots either. I'm not gonna give you my verbal get the fuck off my goddamn land or get the fuck out my house or don't come in my house. That's my warning shot out my mouth. Every bullet out my fucking gun is gonna be accounted for.
That's
Okay.
perfect,
Sorry
by
about
the
that, because
way.
I can't believe people don't know that you can't. Shooting a warning shot is
You can't
illegal.
shoot warning shots. You can't do that. It's not like the fucking Western movies.
Right. Grimace. Sorry. Go ahead, Grimace. Your opening argument.
right.
I'm interested in Grimace's take on
No,
this.
I'm gonna do it this time. This is gonna be something that's gonna blow everyone's mind. Okay, I absolutely think that I agree 100% with Jupiter on what he just said. It seems like that. There's obviously the guy's there to get his kid. Obviously, emotions are running really high. That guy was a piece of shit for escalating the situation. I know because it's his girl now, and he wants to like sling his big dick around and wants to show him who's boss or whatever. The guy just wanted his kid. And with the struggle over the weapon, like if it was just the struggle over the weapon before the warning shots, the problem is that he's justified in grabbing the gun after the warning shot because he feels like he's in danger. This is similar to what happened in the Ahmaud Arbery case. I don't see how this isn't charged. I mean, he wasn't charged, right? Initially,
No, not.
Maybe some
They
pressure
went.
will
They're
actually
going
get
to a grand
charge
jury.
to
They're
come
going
down.
to a grand jury now to see if there's going to be an indictment.
Yeah, because now that it got
Yeah.
viral, but
Right.
yeah.
But at the very least, that child should be removed from that home. He should not be forced to grow up with the kid who murdered his father like that. So,
Amen.
yeah.
Okay.
Well said.
Okay. Felix, your turn.
In my extremely limited gun knowledge, which is mostly from Tree, by the way, from watching her stuff, you've said multiple times you can't fire warning shots and don't point weapons at people you don't intend to shoot them at. It's just morally, I just want to be like, no one should have died. It's so bad. It's such an awful situation. But legally, could they even make a case for it? That's what I guess is objectively more important, which is very heartless to me to say, by the way. But morality doesn't dictate the law. If they could legally charge this guy, it'd be or if they could let him get away with the whole self-defense thing, I would like to see the case being made for that. But this guy just murdered someone's father. That kid's gonna be fucked up the rest of his life if he has to live in that house. Those stories where you tell us about white people killing their parents, and you're like, how do you even get to this point? Yeah, this is gonna be one of those stories if he still lives in that house. We're gonna in 10 years, we're gonna see these two dead with disemboweled and their intestines tied in a bow. And we're gonna be like, how did he get to this point?
All right, Rafiq.
Okay, Tree, to be fair, a lot of us, I lived in New York City and I wouldn't try to use a gun. So, guns were bad. I didn't know nothing about gun laws. So, here in South Carolina, learning about this stuff since you can conceal carry here and whatnot. So that could be part of the reason for the ignorance of gun laws. So my thought when I saw the story, I was like, what are y'all doing in Texas? They're trying to say that this was the doctrine law or the stand your ground. I mean, from what I've read, Duke wanted to get his kid. They're divorced. Yeah.
No. I'm going to explain. I'm going to explain afterwards, but I'm sorry for interrupting you. Sorry. Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, that's all right. That's all right. So he just came to get his child. I mean, they weren't, divorced and everything. So he's not here, and of course he got agitated and angry and everything. And it turns out the guy that shot him, his wife was having an affair. He was a married man. He's married to a judge appointed by Abbott. So that was a conflict of interest with the police.
Wait, Rafiq, say that again.
He's telling the truth. Yeah.
So what? Yes, they were having an affair. No, that dude, the dude who shot him, he's married to a judge that was appointed by Governor Abbott. Okay. Now she divorced him, so I mean that was a smart.
She divorced him after she saw the tape, though. That's the thing. Wait a minute. Oh, sorry. Kyle. Okay, Chad is the one that got shot. Kyle is the one who did the shooting. Kyle was married at the time, and when his wife saw the videotape, that's when she filed for a divorce.
So see, it's something similar with Aubrey. Damn, I'm saying his name wrong. Ahmed Aubrey case. Yeah, something similar. With the conflict of interest, because police. Okay, well, she's a judge. We can't act. So there needs to be some laws to try to put fair investigation and justice. And so I'm just like, okay, well, they're our friends, and there's a judge, and we might get screwed if we investigate it because he didn't have to shoot. I mean, he just wanted his child, and it was just he tried to take the gun, but he backed off. He could have just I guess told him to not move, but he shot him. So and then to have the child with them, I mean, come on now. I swear, maybe I think Tree is right on abortion should be fair and legal because I mean, from what I read, the child threatens to run away, but the child might decide to get vigilante. That would make things worse if they do. That the children should be removed from the wife if she's going to continue her affair. Well, I know divorce is pending, and I just don't think that should be stand your ground because I mean you could say it was trespassing, but he had a valid court reason to be there. So, but Tree, you can enlighten us on.
Okay.
And wait, Tree, real quick, can I just say that? And by the way, great last thing. Grimace fucking put the cherry on top for me because I've been arguing this in my own mind. But he's right. It was like this young boyfriend who's like, I'm gonna fucking show you. I'm gonna show her that I'm the big man. Kill your fucking ex. But can we say one other thing that hasn't been brought up, which is that the woman filming it, I believe, was the guy who died's wife and or girlfriend, and she's just watching him dead on the ground.
None of them was acting. If you watch everything, everybody was like, everybody was acting like that there was nobody dying on the ground. There was like,
it was like he got knocked out.
Yeah, it was like, I'm gonna call 911 on you, Kyle. I told him to get the fuck off my line. You don't need. Okay.
Meanwhile, her boyfriend's in the background like this.
I don't know.
Any girlfriend I ever have does that.
Hold on. Let me add also some more to the story. So the woman, the girlfriend of Chad, the one who died, the one who got shot, now wants to sue the baby mama, the judge, for custody of kids that don't belong to her. That's going to get thrown out. There's no way a court is going to award a stranger custody of kids from a biological mother. That's not going to happen.
She's trying to get the kid that the dad was looking for?
Yeah, she wants to get custody of a child that does not belong to her. However, I need to let you guys know some backstory. The child was not there. Okay, that's the reason why they were arguing, because the father was like, he's supposed to be here at 3:15. Why is he here? And she's like, well, because I wanted to spend more time with him. And he was like, well, you got it. I'm going to send you to court. Okay. So since everybody is agreeing and everything, I'm going to play devil's advocate. So my thing is that when I look at this case, all right, and I look at the Ahmaud Arbery and I look at Kyle Rittenhouse when it comes to Rosenbaum, I don't understand why people think that they can take long guns away from others and then they're surprised when they get shot and killed. Like, and I have seen successfully handguns taken from other people, and I'm not saying it's not out there, but I have yet to see a video or any evidence of someone taking a long gun from a man. Maybe women, but not a man. So
the threat of death wasn't there. That's the thing. Like with
no. Actually, it was. Actually, I will.
I know.
Hold on. Let me actually, guys. Let me just tell you about Texas law. I kind of like it. Texas law has some very generous gun laws. I mean, more generous than here. I was told, and if I'm wrong, anybody in Texas can actually correct me. But in Georgia, if somebody was to break into my house and they turn around, I can't shoot them because they are retreating. I was told in Texas they can. Okay.
The minute that he fired the warning shot,
he's going to get charged for firing that warning shot because. But
the minute here's the thing.
But he's not going to. I don't think he's going to get charged for. I don't. Right. I could be wrong. Go ahead.
The minute he fires the warning shot, the other man is in imminent danger. He is in absolute.
He did not
danger of his
retreat.
life. The minute of a he has no duty to.
Yes,
retreat.
he does. It's his. No. It's not his property. Wait. The Castle Doctrine. Listen to me. The Castle Doctrine, stated by Texas, if
not allowed to fire a warning shot.
No, I told you he's going to get charged with a warning shot. But when I tell you get the fuck off my property and you don't, and you actually take my gun and you swing me around, and therefore, and you approach me, that is the reason why he was not charged. Because what it is that the Castle Doctrine is, you're on someone else's property, and even when they, according to the law of Texas, once that owner of the property brandish a weapon, meaning he doesn't point at you, he just shows you I have a gun, and he verbally tells you to get off the property. If you don't get the fuck off the property, and then you proceed to fight, hold on, and you proceed to fight the person with the long gun, okay, and you take the gun, and you obviously, that's the reason why he wasn't charged the first time, because he was physically dominating and stronger than Kyle, because Chad is the one that got shot. So he swung him around and he begins to approach him, and that's when Kyle took 2 shots at him. And that's the reason why he wasn't charged, because that he actually, based upon the law written in Texas, that is the statute for the Castle Doctrine.
2A guy in me, the minute I watched that, I wanted so badly. And it's like a reflex to be like, yep, shoot him. On your property, you told him beat it, dirtbag, shoot him. But I've watched it about 10 times, and I believe it's a travesty. I don't believe it was necessary. I believe that that man should be in jail. I'm sorry, I just do. That man was in all honesty, I can't watch that and say that man was in danger of his life. The guy kind of grabbed for the gun after.
No, he didn't kind of. He swung him with the. No. Don't downplay it. He swung him with the rifle attached to him. He held the rifle and swung him with it. My thing is, let me ask you something. You mean to tell me somebody? Please answer this. I want everybody to answer this for me. Somebody points a fucking rifle at you and say, "Get the fuck off my property." What you gonna do? Fight him, or you gonna get the fuck off the property?
If he had my kid, I'd fight him, like personally.
But the child was not there.
I thought exactly. He didn't know.
He did know. Come on, y'all. He did know. That's why he said he. Listen.
I'm not saying he made a rational choice. I said I think he made an understandable choice.
Listen, you guys didn't listen to the video. You guys didn't listen to the video. He said, "Where is my son?" And the woman said, the baby mama.
I'll go get him. She said, "I'll go
exactly."
get him.
So the child was not there, and he knew he was not there.
That could mean he's inside.
No, because Chad. Listen, stop. Chad even said he's supposed to be here because I'm supposed to pick him up. Chad knew his son was not there.
It was a setup, man.
How was it a setup? No. I hear what Grimace said. Let me repeat what Grimace said. Grimace said that he did it because it involved his son, right? That's what you're saying, Grimace?
That the way he acted can be understandable because he's there for his son on behalf of his son,
right?
Not for himself.
And if you listen, this makes me angry. What you guys don't go and listen to the stuff I send you. There were 2 videos. Okay, actually, there was 2 videos. You guys did not listen to the videos carefully, nor did you read the specific. You didn't read the article. So tell me what part of that conversation where Chad thought that his son was actually there.
He assumes because that's where he's supposed to pick him up, right?
No, that's not my question. My question was, what?
I'll tell you where. He comes in. He goes, "Hey, can I have my son?"
No, he did not say that. He said, "Where is he?"
For my son.
And he said, "He's not here." Hold on. She said, "He's not here."
That was a minute. That was like 40 seconds.
But he wasn't shot. And but it doesn't matter. He was told. Listen, am I lying? She told him his son was not there. Yes or no?
No, she never. No,
she did.
No, she said, "I'll go."
Okay, let's go. Hey, hold on. Let's go watch the video again.
Afterwards, that she said that. It was
hold on. Okay.
She said that.
When hold up, stop. When
they gave him
when they were arguing, she told him that the son was not there. Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Once she told him he wasn't there, that's when he said, "I'm going to take you to court. He's supposed to be here at 3:15, and they both begin to argue about why the son is not there. Yes. Okay? So right then and there, we already established I'm right. He knew that the son was not there.
No, he didn't know that the son wasn't there originally. He came there. Here's what happened, Tree.
No, stop. You just agree with me. Now you disagree with me and you took it back. No, you disagree with me. Okay, so there is nothing to argue about.
I know where Jupiter's going with it. Yeah.
Tree, wait a minute. I do agree with you. The man shows up looking for his kid. She goes, "I'll go get him." And after a while, it does.
No, she doesn't go nowhere. Stop. Let's watch the video, everybody. Hold on. No, stop. We need to watch the video. Let's go watch the video. Come on, let's go get the video. Let me go get the video. No, stop. I don't want to hear no more. Let's go get the video. Come on, let's go all watch the video. So, because I could be wrong and you could be wrong. I want the facts because we're all about the facts here.
"I'll go get him."
No, let's go watch the video. You can stop talking now, Jupiter. I'm going to go get the video while you still talking. We're gonna get the video so we can see who's wrong and who's right. Okay, that's what I'm saying. If I'm gonna get the video, so here we go. All right, guys. All right, I'm gonna give it to the chat and then I'm gonna give it to all of you guys. You already guys already have it. All right, so let's go to the video right now. It's in your DMs. And we're gonna go watch it because we can't watch it online.
We begin with video.
Go to the second video. And I want you guys to get ready. Let me know when you all got the video, okay? So we're gonna press play, all right, at the same time. So let me know when you got it queued up. The second video towards the bottom. Y'all ready?
Towards the bottom.
There's two videos. There's a news video at the top,
Okay,
and
I
then
got
there's a
it.
second video at the bottom. Okay, everybody
I see
ready?
Yes.
Okay, we're gonna press play on 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I'll go get him. I'm supposed to have him at 3:15. You're playing games telling me that I can pick him up at 6. I'm going to have the cups. I've already got the cups on the way to your mom's house. Because that's probably where he is. It's not when I'm done working. I get him at 3:15. I get him at 3:15.
Okay, stop. Now, as I was saying, he knew his son
I'm on
wasn't there.
Jupiter's side here.
He knew his son was there. So
No, he
once
didn't.
again,
No, he
what did he just said? He said, "I'll go get him." He says he's supposed to be here at 3:15. Did you not
That's
listen?
what I said. Those
Well,
were
No,
my
you
Wait,
didn't.
wait, Tree.
No, you didn't. You said
wait,
he
wait.
knew.
I said-
You said he knew
said,
his
"I'll
son
go
was
get him."
there. You said he knew. Did you not
What-
say that he
No,
thought his
that's
son
not
was
what
there?
I said, Tree. Am I allowed? All right.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Pulls up thinking his son's there because that's the allotted time for custody. He pulls up thinking his son's gonna be there. He goes, "Where's my son?" She eventually says, "I'll go get him." Then he knows.
She never said, "I'll go get him." Hold on a second.
Yes, she did. I have a better video that I'll send you.
Hold
right
on. No.
now. She-
Hold on, guys. Hold on. Let me repeat.
We're killing time.
Hold on.
The point is,
No,
the
you
point
are
is,
making stuff up. This is a thing.
absolutely no need for deadly force.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna rewind it and I'm gonna repeat back.
Argue the case. For
Hold
deadly
that
force,
thought.
please.
Hold that thought. I'm going to repeat everything that is said word for word. Here we go. So here we go. I'm starting it all over again, and I'm gonna stop every time somebody speaks, and I'm gonna repeat what they said. Get off of my property. 'Cause I didn't hear what he said to Kyle, but Chad looks at Kyle and says, "Get off my property," and then he looks back at his ex-wife. Now he got his hands up at Kyle, and I don't know what he's saying to Kyle, but Kyle's going inside the house to get his gun. Then he goes, "Where's my son at?" That's what Chad says. She said, "I'll go get him." Hold on, now stop. She says, "I'll go get him." Okay, this is what she says. She says, "I'm about to go
That's
get
what I
him."
said.
No, stop. "I'm about to go get him." She didn't go nowhere. She's still in his face, says, "I'm about to go get him." And then he says,
I'll go get him. I'm supposed to have him at 3:15.
"I'll go get him. I'm supposed to have him at 3:15.
And you're playing games.
And you're playing games, okay? And you're playing games.
Telling me that I can pick him up
She
at
was.
6. I'm going to have the cup.
And you're playing games telling me that I can pick him up at 6.
I've already got the cups on the way to your mom's
I already got the cops on my way over here.
because that's probably where he is.
And I can't hear the rooster saying. She's saying something about he's over at my mother's house.
Where he is. It's not when I'm... Because that's probably where he is.
I can't
When
hear.
was he supposed to have the kid?
Hold that thought. What is she?
When
Can
was
you?
he supposed to pick up the kid?
3:15.
Tree, if you showed up to pick up your kid, and you knew that it was gonna be 3:15, and they're like, kid's not here and all that, and then someone goes to get a gun, yourself in his, and you don't have a gun, and you don't want to kill anybody. This was a travesty, man. It really was. Grimace, what do you think?
My
about this?
argument. Hold on.
Hold on.
I gotta.
Your brain
Wait a
about
minute,
this.
Grimace. You can chime in. My argument was His kid wasn't there. He was told he wasn't there. Okay. They're arguing about why the child isn't there. That's what they're arguing about. He's on the property of Kyle, and Kyle said, get off my property. So what I'm telling you is based upon the law written in Texas, when someone tells
Till
you
he fires the warning shot.
I'm
Is illegal.
okay. Can we
And
not mention a
Chad
warning?
is in
Can we
danger
not
for
mention a
his
warning
life.
shot anymore? Because I already agreed that the warning shot was illegal. I don't need to. We don't need to even mention a warning shot anymore. Okay. What
I'm
I'm
allowed to grab your gun if you shoot at me.
No, you're not. Oh,
Legally.
not on my.
Self-defense.
No, on self. No.
Yes, I am. If you
on
shoot at me, I am.
Texas, in Texas, if you on my property and I tell you to get the fuck off, based upon the Texas law, you are not allowed to grab my gun. You are not. You are on my property. That's what the Castle Doctrine. You're saying that when you break into my house, when you break into my house, that you're allowed to grab my gun because I pointed at you. That's not the definition of the Castle Doctrine or to stand your ground. But this is the Castle Doctrine that we're talking about. He's on his property. I'm not saying it is right or wrong. I'm actually telling you guys why he was not charged. Based upon the Castle Doctrine written on Texas, when someone tells you to get off their property and you don't, you have no rights actually after that. You're saying that he has the right to come on his property and do what he wants to do. He doesn't. Okay, Grimace, go ahead.
I was just going to add additionally, just because she said he's here, he clearly didn't believe a single fucking word she was saying. He said, you're playing games. You're fucking around with me. I want my kid right now. I don't know where he is. I'm supposed to get him. What are you doing right now? We're going to talk to the courts. I got 911 going to your house right now. He didn't necessarily like, oh, well, I'm going to go get your kid. He's somewhere else. Like, oh, okay. I'll go wait in the car on the other side of the street. Thank you, ma'am. Like, that's not going to happen, right? He's going to sit there and wait until the kid is brought to him because that's where he's supposed to pick him up.
I'll go ahead and say, sure, maybe he did not know it. But the thing about it is that on the Castle Doctrine, that's not her property. That's Kyle's property. Okay. So
as far as legally goes, Tree, you're probably right.
When
but I think that the firing of the warning shot like throws a wrench into that because like he acted in a way you would expect somebody to act who has their life being threatened at that very, who thinks that their life is in danger at that very moment.
Once again, you cannot claim self-defense on somebody else's property based upon the way the Castle Doctrine is written in Texas. It's like you saying that once you break into my house, if I point a gun at you, you think your life is in danger. That's not how the law is written. You have been given. Now, I got to say once again, he's going to be charged with the warning shots. But what I'm saying is that when you and based upon the laws in Texas, that's the reason why he wasn't charged, is because based upon the Castle Doctrine, you don't have the right to self-defense on somebody else's property when they told you to get off their property with a gun.
That's fine, but he had a good reason to be on that property because his son was on that property, or to his knowledge, his son was on his property, and he was supposed to go there as by.
Then that's what you bring the police in. Do you bring the police in? He said he called the police.
No, I completely agree with that. But like as far as like the legal standpoint goes, I think there is something to say there because there's obviously a way to interpret the law as like what it's supposed to be, not how it's actually specifically written. But like, play that out. Can somebody just come up to your door and then you come out and you're like, get off my property, and then you bust out a gun and the guy's like, well, what the fuck is going on? What's happening right now? And then you fire warning shots right in front of them. And then they're like, holy shit, dude. And you grab the gun like, oh, now I get to kill you.
You're missing
like, that's exactly.
No, you're missing a big part.
No, it's not. No, stop. No, interpretation of the law.
Wait. You guys are missing a separate. No, you cannot. Okay, he has to feel like his life is in danger on his property. And when he took the gun and swung him around, showing that he is more powerful than him, and then stepped towards him while he had a gun, he shot him. You guys are missing that part out. You just took that part completely.
He was retreating, but Tree, can I ask you a question?
He wasn't retreating. He was coming towards the gun.
No. He did retreat.
He did not retreat.
Now, but wait, Tree, please. Here's my question to you.
He didn't retreat.
Castle Doctrine. A lot of people, I don't know, I'm not a lawyer and I'm not a Texan. I don't know whether or not if you fire a warning shot.
Why do we keep mentioning a warning shot? Why do we keep mentioning a warning shot? I keep saying.
Tree, you're not letting me speak as always.
Oh, God.
I don't know whether or not the warning shot.
Then why you
cancels
keep
Castle
mentioning it?
Doctrine,
Then why
which
you
a lot
mentioning
of-
it?
Because a lot of I'm telling. Oh, if you would listen.
I
There's a
swear to
lot of
God,
Twitter
I swear to
lawyers
God, if
and
the
people
warning
on
shot does not
television are
have anything to
saying,
do with the Castle Doctrine, I'm going to
Tree.
keep interrupting you because this is what I'm saying. I'm not
Tree.
mentioning anything about
Tree,
the
you don't
warning
know
shot. I fucking read the
Tree,
goddamn
Tree.
law. What the fuck you talking about?
A lot of lawyers are arguing right now that the warning shot cancels out self-defense. I'm not saying anything about that. You don't know, you're not a lawyer in Texas, and I'm not either. We've all just read it online. All I'm saying is a man comes to collect his kid. This girl's playing fucking games with him. She's fucking with him. And the kid's not where he's supposed to be. He just wants to collect his boy. And this fucking young punk gets his gun. He didn't need to. The guy wasn't going to kill him. He wasn't. Yeah, he was trespassing. I get it. Fine. He was where he was supposed to be to collect his boy. And this fucking punk, this guy, like fucking Grimace he put the cherry on top. This is the piece of the puzzle that I was missing. This kid wanted to show out for his old lady, his new girlfriend, and be the tough guy. And he shoots this man down just trying to collect his kid. Don't ever call me a cuckservative. You know I'm not. But this is not, we don't want to get behind this shit. This is ugly, and it's evil. And that guy just wanted to collect his boy.
Okay. First of all, hold on. First of all, let me just say this. If he really was trying to get his boy, he would have got the fuck off the property like he was told and waited for the police. So that just canceled all that what you're just saying. He did not. He basically ignored the fact that Kyle had the gun, okay? And then Kyle, I keep saying, I'm not going to mention the warning shot. I disagree that the warning shot that cancels out the self-defense because once he wrestled for the fucking gun, all right, and therefore swung him with the gun and then approached him while he had the gun, that's the reason why he was not shot because Kyle shot him in self-defense when he basically came towards him with the intentions of taking the gun away. That's how Kyle interpreted there. And Kyle was like, he swung me around. Clearly, he has more strength than I did. And when he approached me, I feared for my life because he's obviously stronger than me. Look what he did with me with the gun. And therefore, I shot him in self-defense. So what I'm showing you guys is self-defense on Castle Doctrine. That is the reason why he was not charged. What I do believe he will be charged for is definitely for a warning shot, but you guys forgetting the self-defense part because I don't care who you are. When you see somebody with a gun and I notice nobody answered this question for me. When somebody has a gun out, what the fuck no, you guys did answer. You said you was gonna fight a gun, and that's how you get shot. Cause I don't understand this. Maybe because I seen and I have had guns pulled out on me, and maybe I seen guns get pulled out on other people, but I'm sorry. I know what bullets can do to my body, and I'm not gonna fight somebody with a gun when I don't have a gun. If they say get the fuck off, I'm gonna walk away.
He pulled up to that house knowing that young punk was the type of person who was obviously fucking a psycho to run into the house and get a gun and shoot the kid's
and he
father.
wasn't scared.
He knew that his kid was
and he's
in
dead
danger.
because of it.
And
his child was not in danger.
You know what?
His child was not in danger. His child don't do that.
That
Don't do
fucking
that.
guy in the house.
The child was not in
It would make me more upset to see
Hold
a guy
on.
like
There's
that
no
who's, like,
evidence.
being taken
There's
care
no.
of my
Stop
kid.
getting
He's
emotional.
so quick to bust out a
There's
gun.
no
Yeah.
evidence that the child was in danger. Stop it. Stop it. Okay.
Pretty good evidence.
No,
There's
all
no-
I'll say
as
is
far,
No,
as far
stop
as
it.
the
There's-
attitude of the father and Treat. Sorry, I just want to talk for a second. I think I'm not a legal expert. He might actually fall underneath criminal liability because he committed a crime while committing a crime, kind of like you can get charged with murder if your friend gets shot during a robbery type thing and you're the robber. Like that might apply to a situation like this. I'm not 100% sure.
You know
But
what?
there seems
now
to
I
be-
see why people are dead because you guys are not rational when you think you can basically challenge somebody.
Yeah, when a gun is busted.
Hold on. When somebody pull a gun out on you and you think that you got a chance of actually fighting against bullets.
Bree, what are you gonna do? Turn your back on a fucking
No,
psychopath
no.
with a
When
gun
he
pulled on
when
you?
he came out with the fucking gun, and like I said, I grew up in violence, and you guys didn't. So maybe I have a more respect for
Yes, I
bullets.
did.
Hold on, maybe I have more respect
Excuse
than
me.
bullets than you.
Excuse me.
No, you don't, because you don't sound like you have. Because when I seen people pull a gun out on someone and say get the fuck off, the people get the fuck on. They don't go and challenge the person. So when somebody
No,
comes
Tree,
out,
you know
hold
what?
on.
When someone
I'm
pulls a
still
gun on me,
talking. I'm
I'm not
still
gonna turn my
talking.
back on
When somebody pulls out a fucking weapon on me and says, get the fuck off my property, I'm getting the fuck off their property. You guys are like thinking you're Superman and got fucking bullets can just bounce off your chest, and you're gonna fight somebody with a gun and you ain't got no goddamn gun?
Tree, what you're saying is the correct action he should have done. He should have probably called the cops and done all that. But
He did call the cops.
He's an emotional being, right? This guy has his kid. He's showing up with a gun, trying to act all tough. Like he has warning shots fired at him. Like we can't expect him to act in a rational way. In a
Grimace.
situation
When
like that.
somebody, hold on,
we
Grimace.
can't expect after
Grimace,
warning
you
shots are
mean to
fired for
tell
him to
me,
behave the way that he did.
Grimace, you mean to tell me that when you called the cops, and the cops are on their way, by the way, and you're gonna fight somebody with a gun and you ain't got no gun after they done shot a warning
was
shot?
not- wait,
I'm not
wait,
talking.
wait,
I'm
Bree,
talking.
that's a lie.
I'll mute you. I'm talking to
He wasn't
Grimace.
the aggressor.
I'm
wasn't
talking to
the
Grimace.
aggressor. He didn't
Hold on.
fight. He stood there. He just asked for his son. He never.
Okay. Grimace, I need you to answer this because I'm only talking to Grimace. When
So Tree. Okay,
when
sorry.
somebody if you attack somebody with a gun, and no, when somebody brings out a gun and say, I'm going to shoot you, get off my property, and they shoot a warning shot, you're gonna go and attack him?
I'm not saying he acted rationally.
I'm asking you. I'm asking you. Would you go and attack him?
I don't know how charged and emotional I can be if somebody has my kid like that. I'm going to tell you right now, I don't know how I'm going to react. But if I was acting in a calm, rational manner, like how I sometimes behave on this panel, how sometimes I completely lose my shit, like I would hope that I would have the patience to back away slowly with my hands up until the heads have cooled off and the police have arrived. But that's not necessarily going to be the case.
So you would fight him even though you don't have a gun. You would fight him when he had a gun and shot a warning shot.
If he fired the weapon right next to me, yeah, it seems to be in my best interest to grab the weapon that's right there. Yeah,
and that's how you get shot. Okay, thank you for answering that. All right, Felix.
I agree with you. That is how you get shot. I completely agree with you.
Felix, go ahead. Your turn. If you see somebody told you to get out of there, get off their property, and they come out with a rifle and they shoot a warning shot, would you attack that person?
Probably not.
Okay. And Rafiq, if somebody told you to get off their property and you come out and they come out with a rifle and they shoot a warning shot, would you attack that person?
No, I
Okay.
mean,
All right.
especially like if I had no gun, no.
Okay. All right. Now, Jupiter, you are now unmuted. I'm going to ask you the question. Same question I asked everybody else. If you was told to get off somebody's property and they came out with a long gun and they shot a warning shot, you don't have no fucking gun. Are you saying you're going to charge that person? Are you going to come and attack that person with that long gun?
I was shot and had my throat slit because I did try to slowly back away.
I didn't. That's not my question. I need you to
Situation
answer
like
my
that,
question.
so
I need. Do I need this?
I'm
I
going
need
to
to.
treat
No.
right now.
Stop giving me your anecdotal,
going to-
irrelevant shit. No. Hold on. Let me.
I'm telling you something that happened.
I
and I'm
don't
also
care.
gonna tell you my answer.
Okay. Whew. Bell curve is a fucking lie. I am asking. Everybody's answering the question
I
directly.
agree with that, Trey.
Everybody's answering the question directly. I don't need to know about your past experience. I am asking you a question that is relevant to the situation. I don't want to hear about what happened to you in the past. I don't want to hear about nothing. I want to know, yes or no, and I'm going to answer it again. Now, if you're not capable of answering this question, then we'll just move on. I just need to know, if you were told to get off somebody's property and they went inside the house and he came out with a long gun and they shot a warning shot, I need to know, would you or wouldn't you attack them, even though you don't have a gun? Would you attack them while they're holding that long gun? Yes or no? I don't need to know any of your past experience. I need you to answer directly to this question I'm asking you. What's the answer?
I would 100%. I would if someone fires a gun right next to me.
Thank you. Okay, that's all I wanted to know. That's easy. That's easy. That's all I wanted to know.
Say this. I have a lot of respect for everyone on this panel, and I appreciate the time you give to it. I think I'm going to go to bed now.
Okay.
It's been a pleasure.
All right.
Miss Rafik, Alex, audience.
Okay.
All right.
Peace.
Okay, so that's what I wanted to know. I just wanted to know that, all right? So we can disagree of how we approach it, but my thing is that I like Ahmaud Arbery attacking somebody with a gun, that didn't end well. Rosenbaum attacking somebody with a gun, that didn't end well. And Chad attacking somebody with a gun, that didn't end well. So I'm trying to get the understanding here of how attacking somebody with a gun is a good decision to make.
Well, at some point, it would have to be a good decision, right? If you're in let's just start at like the very bottom. We can like move forward from there. If you have if people are like lined up in a row, like you're in communist China or something, and you're a capitalist being purged, and like people next to you are getting shot one by one, and you have the opportunity, you're about to get shot next, to turn around and grab the gun. Yeah, I would say that you're probably probably still going to get shot. But like I can understand them like turning around and trying to grab the gun to prevent it from happening.
At risk of being a martyr. I mean, there is, I think, like training to disarm a gun, maybe not a long gun. That's like if you don't have it and you're not an expert, I wouldn't try it.
Yeah,
and
like
sometimes the reason wouldn't be necessary. Sometimes, like if somebody just wants to rob you, just like, okay, just defuse here, just give me money and let it go. But if somebody's like want to try to kidnap you, put you in trouble with a car, then yeah, okay, let's try to defuse the gun. It just depends on the situation.
Yeah, and Tree, I agree with you that if you're a rational actor and this guy has a gun, you should absolutely like de-escalate and move away from it, because that's really dumb to engage somebody who's clearly a hothead with a gun who's trying to get you off his property. Maybe you should probably like listen to what he's saying. I think that kind of goes out the window. Like as far as like what we can expect somebody to actually behave is when that gun is actually fired next to him, because that changes the entire paradigm.
When
You're not
I
just out there
hear
posturing
somebody
anymore.
fire
You've shown a willingness to fire that weapon.
Yeah, and guess what? You told me to get the fuck off the property.
You can feel that immediate danger that if you don't grab the gun at that moment,
I'm sorry,
that you're going to get shot.
As soon as he shot, we can watch the video again. He shot the gun into the ground. Old boy did not go, okay, man, and backed away. He didn't do that. He continued to argue and then wrestle him with the gun. So my thing is that I there's no excuse for sitting up here and fighting someone who verbally told you to get off their property. You have called the police. The police are on their way. And therefore, this person shot a warning shot, which is illegal. Okay, I totally agree it was illegal. You can't do that. But once they fired a warning shot, it didn't scare Chad, did it?
No, it didn't.
Like
I said, like
it didn't scare him at all.
Everything shifted for him. Yeah.
So my thing is,
I wouldn't say necessarily didn't scare him.
No, it didn't scare him. But my thing is, he had ego too. So the thing about it is when you see somebody short, like Kyle, shoot something and you're like, bitch, you ain't gonna do that. The same thing that Rosenbaum did to Kyle Rittenhouse. Rosenbaum thought that Kyle Rittenhouse was not going to be the one to actually shoot him in self-defense. So therefore, he underestimated him with that long gun, with his AR. The same thing that what Chad did with Kyle. Chad was like, bitch, you ain't gonna do shit. And therefore, this is the part I don't understand. He took him and his gun and swung him around. That just shows that Chad was not scared of him with the gun. So therefore, he fucked around and found out, because I'm not going to challenge somebody with a goddamn gun. I'm just not going to do that. If you shoot it in the ground, I'm gonna be like, okay, man, you know what? I thought you was fucking around. I'm gonna back up and walk away. But Chad did not do that. He basically continued to argue with him, and then he wrestled with him. So my thing is, he did not have any fear of Kyle or the gun, because he underestimated him, just like Rosenbaum underestimated Kyle Rittenhouse.
I don't
and,
necessarily disagree with the things that you're saying.
and the
They
thing about it
sound
is
correct.
that, and the thing about it is that I, as somebody who's been nothing around violence, I'm sorry, if you're giving me a chance to keep my life and fuck off, I'm going to fuck off. I don't even understand how that's up for debate. I just don't.
Yeah, but like you said, he wasn't scared by that, right? You're saying he should have been scared, right?
He should have been scared and he should have left because he called the police already. He called the police already. He said, I called the police, they're on its way. So therefore he took matters in his own hands. If he was thinking, and I'm sorry, like I said, I'm thinking rationally, if the police are on their way and somebody brandished a weapon, I'm fucking off. I'm gonna fuck off. I'm gonna leave. He was not in fear of his life. Chad there, by the way. Chad was not in fear of his life because then once he brought out the fucking weapon after having the warning shot, he still was fighting with Kyle. That just goes to show you that his fucking ego was bigger than his fucking goddamn, like, I guess is this lack of a bulletproof vest, because that's all I wanted you guys to understand is that Chad was not afraid of Kyle because he wouldn't have fought him with the gun. And now we want, by the way, I totally see where you guys are coming from. He was thinking about his child, but why call the police if you was going to take matters in your own hand?
Yeah, I don't know. It seems like everything escalated really quickly when the gun was brought out there. It was usually like an argument against like things like bringing guns to protest, for instance. Like we can say you can do it and everybody's like legal to do that. But when you introduce a gun into a situation with high emotional levels, like we can expect bad things to happen and to people not to act rationally because of that weapon.
I wonder, and I would like anybody to answer this question, how did we get to the point where people don't know the consequences of being on the other end of a barrel? Like I said, a handgun, you got a chance to wrestle that and the handgun can go somewhere else. But a long gun, baby. This is more accurate, it's longer, you can't control, you can't easily take it out of that person's hands. And here we have three situations: Kyle Rittenhouse, Ahmaud Arbery, and then this guy named Chad. We see 3 times where 3 people try to take a long gun from someone and it ended badly. How did we get to the point where people thought that it's okay to do that?
Trey, I don't think the left knows a lot about gun shooting. I mean, Texas, I think they would know a little more about that stuff. I would assume that, they like in London, they would know more about, gun usage and all that stuff. I mean, somebody like, Aubrey and then, that leftist, I don't really think they have that knowledge. Or they just think they're Superman or something.
Rosenbaum might have, because he's like a hardened criminal, right? But I think the Chad guy like might have been a Republican, right? Like they were blasting the classic Texas. Not
that is so stereotypical. Come on now,
a Democrat
we
or
don't
a Republican. I know it is, but like I don't see any reason to think that he would be a Democrat. I think Republicans care about their children as well.
You're saying that because they was playing country music, that makes him a Republican.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
It's an indicator, okay? I like country music too, okay? I'm a big fan of Ryan Adams. And I hate the Hootie and the Blowfish guy for ruining my favorite song, but...
What?
Wagon Wheel.
Oh, no.
Old Crow. I'm a big fan of bluegrass, actually.
Oh, okay. Cool.
You learn something new every day.
Well... Still answer. Okay, Rafiq answered my question, so I want to know the answer, and then we'll do the closing arguments. Phalanx and Grimace. So, how did we get to the point right now where people are underestimating the consequences of attacking somebody with a long gun, not knowing that those bullets can kill you?
Do you want to go first, Grimace?
Yeah, actually, you can go for it, Phalanx.
My thing is like, this is all a whole thing of like, whenever you don't have to face any sort of adversity in your life, you think the world bends to your will. We have like main character syndrome where we're completely untouchable and like nothing can hurt us. It's like that. Like people aren't faced with things where they're taught, hey, maybe you shouldn't do stuff like that. Cause when you get hurt, mommy comes and kisses your boo-boo and puts a Band-Aid on it. It's all better. That's not realistic to the real world. We aren't taught that, like, hey, you're not supposed to do that. They just tell you how to deal with, like, they just be like, oh, it'll be fine. It's like you're not taught, like, the reality of situations. you're taught like the entitled millennial view of things,
Good point.
I guess.
Yeah, no, like I was gonna go with a different, but I think that's the correct answer right there. Like nobody actually thinks they're gonna have to face the consequences of their actions, and nobody actually thinks that somebody's gonna shoot them because they just want to get their kid or something like. And nobody's like really thinks when somebody like busts out a gun and like aims it at them to tell them to get off their property that they're actually going to shoot them like because they're on their property, because that doesn't really happen. I know like we hear that that's supposed to happen, but nobody actually thinks that situations that played out in that video actually happen. But hopefully, like people will get more of an understanding that yeah, this is something that can happen. We should be acting responsibly around guns.
Yeah. And like I said, I think because of my upbringing, seeing people get shot, seeing people get actually there's several situations where I seen somebody and especially women warn another man or warn another woman to fuck off, and they don't fuck off, and they say you ain't gonna do shit, nigga, and pow. And it's like whenever I see somebody give you an opportunity to fuck her off and you don't, and you get shot in the process by trying to wrestle a long gun, I don't feel no pity for them. You know what I'm saying? I just don't, because it's like I know what bullets can do. And like I said, and last thing I'm gonna say, and then I'm gonna let you guys do your closing arguments, is like I said, he called the police. The police were on their way. So I think everybody, both of them had egos in it. Kyle had an ego because he got to show his woman that just because he's short and thin doesn't mean he ain't no man. So he's going to go get his weapon. And then Chad wants to show that your goddamn new man ain't shit, and I'm gonna fuck his ass up with him and his gun. And so therefore, Chad fucked around and found out. So, all right, Felix, we'll let you go ahead and start off with your closing arguments.
For this one specifically, I guess moral of the story is shitty people do shitty things and bad things happen. I guess like I would say there is a clearly right and wrong thing, but like the world is there's like a shade of gray, and it's just like, it's really hard to talk about something like this just because like outside of even those like there are kids involved, it's just like, it's more like who's less in the wrong than who's in the right, I feel like. Because saying that someone's in the right, it would just feel wrong because someone's dead someone's dead. It's just like, it's complicated, and I hate using that because that's like how you describe your fucking relationship on Facebook, not how you describe the situation between some guy just wanting to see his son and some guy defending his property.
Okay. Grimace, your turn.
Yeah, for the most part, I agree with everything that you're saying, True. I just feel like that we should expect people to act irrationally in some situations. And I think this was what was caught on video, is somebody we could expect to act irrationally. I think that there's some blame to go there. I don't know if it would be like premeditated murder, but I feel like there's some sort, especially since he fired those illegal warning shots, that there's some sort of liability there, some sort of criminal liability he can and should get tagged with. And sort of what I was saying before, like if there has to be the judge has to do something about the child, right? The father is dead and the mother is living with the murderer of the father. I don't know what it would be. It wouldn't necessarily be go to the girlfriend's into the girlfriend's custody. Maybe it's to send it to the father's grandparents or something along those lines, or like an uncle or something. But the kid needs to absolutely be out of that house and away from that man.
Yeah, the judge is not gonna. The judge absolutely would not give a child to someone who's not biologically related to him. So the Chad's mother. Sure, absolutely. But there's no way a stranger, someone who has not raised that child, is going to get custody of her. I don't even know why she even was stupid enough to file that. And the fact that she didn't give any fucks when he was laying there dead shows that she doesn't really care too much about the dad anyway. I mean, most women would be like, oh my God, you killed him. She's
I think initially in that video, I think both of the women, if you look from both perspectives, they didn't realize that it was an actual gun with like real bullets that he got like shot in the chest with. I think some of them thought it was just like,
not realize.
Yeah, I don't know, but like if you follow the second video like all the way through, you see that she thought it was one thing, and then she panics when she realizes that he's actually dead.
But see, it cut off when he actually shot him though, because when he was able to get the gun from him, he backed off and then he shot him and dropped to the ground.
Yeah,
And they
I'm
just
not. I'm
there
not sure
kept
about
filming.
the video here, but like the one from the wife from inside the house, that it's clear that she doesn't realize that he was just shot dead.
He was shot though.
Yeah.
Whether he died or not, the
But
fact
I'm saying, like, if you watch that
mean,
video, I'm not, like I said, like, she's not necessarily acting rationally. She doesn't realize that that's an
none of them
actual
were.
gun with like real
I
bullets.
mean, the ex-wife stood there. The girlfriend stayed in her car. It was like, what?
they were calm as fuck arguing.
It does seem a little surreal.
like
yeah.
they're like,
Really,
I
wait.
mean, as soon as whether he died or not, if that was my man, I would have been like, oh my God, you done shot him, you done shot him. Nah, of course I didn't. I would have been a screaming black woman. Oh my God, you shot him. You, what the fuck did you just do? No, or she's like, you're going to jail, Carl. You're not. She's talking to him and she's not even giving a fuck about him. And after he got immediately after he got shot, they both arguing with each other, and he's laying there bleeding out.
Oh, yeah. And one thing, since Jupiter left, I just wanted to say like one thing in his like last defense. He was asked personally what he would have done in that situation, and he had a personal story of that actually being in a situation, and I think that might have been okay for him in that particular scenario to bring up his actual analogy, so he could actually explain his reasoning behind the decision he would make in that moment.
I look at that as emotional manipulation. Okay.
I do agree with that too.
I don't like
you're
that.
flirting with that.
Yeah, I don't play that game. So I don't believe you should use something that's going to emotionally validate. You either say it, you take your nuts and you stand by your answer. You don't have to sit up here and be emotionally, and you have to tell emotional antidote. You know, if somebody say, well, Tree, do you believe that women should shoot rapists? And I go over and say, yes, because before I even tell it yes or no, I go, I was raped by 15 guys and they just did it for hours and I was in pain and I had to get stitches. See, I'm emotionally getting people without actually telling you my answer. I don't like that. This is a sneaky place, and that's why I cut him off. And I don't feel bad, by the way. I just want everybody to know, when I see you about to do something manipulative, I cut you off immediately. And I did not like that. And so therefore, that's the reason why I cut him off. And I said, I don't want to hear about your antidote. I just need to hear the answer. Everybody else was able to get an answer without giving any antidote. And I appreciate you defending him. That's fine. You know, saying that's your brother. That's our brother. We all love each other. But that's just one thing. I'm no nonsense with emotional manipulation, because I don't care about your antidote. I just need to know if you're going to attack somebody with a gun or not.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, guys. So let's go ahead and sign off.
I didn't do my closing.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Rafiq.
Yeah, I was.
Oh my God.
Sorry. That was my bad. Rafiq.
Oh my God. I'm so sorry, Rafiq. Rafiq,
right.
do your closing argument.
I have to be honest here. Since I lived in a state where, you know, if somebody comes to your property, tries to rob you, and you shoot them or attack them, you can get sued and thrown in jail. So, you know, this doctrine thing is still kind of foreign to me. So I actually do understand now Kyle's position in you know, self-defense, but it's just really a bad situation. And I'm not too sure about both women and how they actually cared about the man to just let him lie there, and the woman suing the judge is stupid. I thought she should try to maybe try to sue the mother, which, you know, still be no win, but that should be up to the other relatives to decide whether, you know, she should still, the boy should be with his mom, but, you know, she was having an affair with a married man.
She was.
That should have been enough for the judge to leave him. To file the divorce papers, not wait for that video.
Yeah.
To go viral. So
if anything,
I think like a lot of sides were just wrong.
I agree with what do you think about this, Rafiq? I kind of agree with what Grimace said, that because if she refused to leave him, Kyle that is, then the judge, but that's only if his mother files for custody.
Yeah. So I think, unless, you know, the mother or, you know, anybody related to Chad, you know, siblings, whatever, you know, they should get custody, not the girlfriend, or I don't know if they were married, stepmom, or
No, she is the stepmom, but no judge is going to give someone who's not bio. I mean, you got two grandmamas. I don't know if they're still alive. I'm assuming that they are. You got grandfathers, grandparents.
There's like
you got
100 options beforehand.
yeah, you got uncles, aunts, you got so many blood relatives to the boy before some stranger. So that was pretty arrogant on her part to think that she's going to get custody of someone else's biological child. She would have to show that the mother is an unfit mother in order to take custody rights away from a biological mother. Now, maybe the judge could place some kind of temporary protection order against Kyle and say, you cannot live with her while she's raising her son and whatever, blah, blah, blah. But there's no way she's going to get custody of a child that does not belong to her and that doesn't have any biological attachment to her.
Okay.
Okay. Because I cut you off, is anything?
Oh no, I just just trying to learn more about the laws of I don't know about like laws of custody and castle doctrines and all that stuff. So
Texas has some not crazy. Their castle doctrine is so wide, and I'm jealous of it. Like I said, here in America, if somebody busts in my house and they turn around, I can't shoot them. I can't shoot them because I cannot do it. It's illegal. I would go to jail. Okay, that's not the case in Texas. That's what I'm saying. The castle doctrine in Texas is very lenient to gun owners. That's the thing. So yeah, that's that. All right, guys. So thank you so much for coming here. I appreciate all of you. So, Grimace, you want to tell everybody when you want to put your, you want to tell everybody about your Twitter again? You want everybody to join your Twitter?
Follow me on Twitter, okay? Just please, somebody follow. I haven't gotten a follower in like 2 weeks, okay? Twitter.com/AlGrimace. I'm working on a couple things actually behind the scenes, but I don't really know what I'm thinking about. Just making YouTube videos or something like that. I still want to do something. Maybe I'll just go and try and help another streamer because sometimes I just don't have the time that I want to dedicate to this stuff. But sometimes when I get like into like big arguments, like I have a lot of fun. So we'll see how it goes. But chat, I'm looking at all of you guys. Okay, Twitter.com/AlGrimace. I understand a lot of you might be banned. If not, make another account and follow me. Thanks. Appreciate it.
All right, guys. And Rafiq, did you get banned off of Twitter, or are you still on there, or you don't use it anymore?
no, I'm still on it. Still on there. I mean, I occasionally, I try
Okay.
to,
Okay.
all the virtue signaling leftists get on my nerves.
I hear you. All right, guys. So I will see you next time. Thank you so much for coming, and y'all take it easy, okay?
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. All right, guys. Okie dokie. Hold on a second. Okay, there we go. All right. What does your shirt say? Shit. I don't know what it says. It says, hold on. It says true something. I don't know. I don't know what my shirt says. True something. True original? That's what it says, true original? True and original. Okay, that's what my shirt says. True original. That's what my shirt says. It's true original. So there's that. Guys, thank you so much. What I think I'm about to do is I'm about to disconnect from here, and I'm going to come back on, and then we're just going to have a nice talk. But yeah, let me get off of here because I want this to be a standalone video. And yeah, I will be right back. I will log back on. Okay. So, and it's gonna be on here. Okay. I'll be right back. Okay. Don't go nowhere. I'll be right back.